But I want to welcome you to the tournament. Was previously branded as TV tournament, but we want to open up to greater horizons. So we renamed it the tournament. And tonight for the tournament, we have sitcoms. We have 32 really great, some not so great, some downright bad sitcoms that are going head to head to see what is in fact the best sitcom. And I will preface this by saying we don't have every sitcom ever made on this list because that would be ridiculous. We're going to do a part 2 eventually. Not next time, but eventually. Bobbi, do you want to introduce yourself? I didn't introduce myself. I'm Momo Iscariot. You probably know me from TikTok. If you know me personally, no, you don't.
I don't know. I have no idea if Stream can hear me. I hope so. But you can hear me, right, Momo?
I can hear you.
Perfect. Okay. Hi, I'm Bobbi. I'm your friend who knows just a little bit too much about pop culture. I am the host and supreme overlord of the Afternoon Special. You can find me on Instagram and TikTok at the Afternoon Special, on Twitter at Hi, I'm Bobbi, and wherever you get your podcast on the Hi, I'm Bobbi podcast. So I'm all over the place. I don't know how to sit still, but super excited for this stream.
Yeah. Oh, do you want to plug your podcast or you did already?
I think I did. I just put it at the end. It's the Hi, I'm Bobbi podcast.
Ah, yes. Thank you, Bobbi, for being better than I. Okay. And I'm going to try and figure out how to do a pop-out chat because I don't know how to do that. Pop-out chat. Amazing. You know what? I am so good at technology. Just super
women in STEM.
Super right. I was a woman in STEM. I'm no good at tech though.
But here you are, thriving.
Yeah, here I am. Girl bossing my way through this stream. If at any point in time you can't hear me, I do need you to let me know because I'm not gonna be able to guess. Let's see. You know what? Maybe we should just hop right on into it. I know there's gonna be a bit of a delay, Bobbi, for what you see, but I will see them right away. So for our first pair, we have Schitt's Creek versus I hope you can see that.
Let me see. I'm looking. I have a second screen, so I'm looking down.
Okay.
Schitt's Creek
versus 2.5 Men.
Oh, this is easy.
This is a really easy one. I started off easy because I'm going to get really mean eventually. This is a really easy one. Obviously, it's Schitt's Creek. Schitt's Creek is one of the best sitcoms ever made, according to like the Emmys, at least. Or is it the Golden Globes? Which one did they sweep? I did write this down.
Emmys. It was the Emmys.
The Emmys.
The Schitt's sweep.
The Schitt's sweep. That's nice. According to the Schitt's sweep, Schitt's Creek is the best sitcom ever.
Hands down.
So unfortunately, 2.5 Men, they did go from like 2003 all the way to 2015. That was, I don't know how many years that is. I'm bad at math, but that's 12. A ridiculously long run for a sitcom, like a really long run.
It is. It's just a show that was always just in the background.
Yeah.
Just there.
It was just there. And I don't know why it got so many seasons. I think somebody owed someone a big favor. I'm not saying who that someone is, but I think we all know. Unfortunately, the show did take like a major hit after, who was it? Charlie Sheen and the Tiger Blood scandal. I don't know if you even remember that.
What is that? What happened with that?
You don't remember the Tiger Blood scandal? Like I don't know if he was very high or very drunk, and he just started screaming about tiger blood. It was a really big meme, like maybe 10 years ago.
Okay, Charlie. The only thing I know about Charlie Sheen, for whatever reason, a couple of weeks ago, I was like, is that really his name, Charlie Sheen? Because he's related to, it's like Carlos Esteves or something like that. Like, it's not It's not Charlie Sheen. He really
It's
whitewashed
not
his
Charles
own
Sheen.
name. It
His
is
name is
Carlos the
completely different.
Seventh. Oh wow,
He
Charles.
colonized his own name. Don't know. I know why he did it. It's sad he had to do it, but he did. So that was an unceremonious send off to Two and a Half Men. I'm taking off Schitt's Creek and the show from the board and replacing it with the next two shows. Let me know when you can see them.
Okay, hold on.
Okay.
I think we're both like lagging on as far as the camera goes. But
Oh yeah,
see you
there's
in
like
real time.
a lag between the stream and this. Let's see. Okay. And our next two shows are Reba and My Wife and Kids.
Oh. Wait a minute. Wait a minute.
This is an unfortunate pairing.
It is.
It's unfortunate because I definitely know which one I want to push through, but I do feel bad about it.
Well, okay. Oh, okay. So we're maybe not on the same page with this.
I mean, like, I'm conflicted because I know I should push through one, but I did enjoy the other just so much better.
Wow. So I'm guessing you should push through My Wife and Kids, but you like Reba more.
I want you to pull 100 people that were like age 8 between the year 2008 and like 2011 and ask them what show they watched religiously, and I will bet you like a dime that it is Reba. That show was unnecessarily good.
Okay, for all of the baddies who only watched ABC Family from like 8 o'clock to, or not ABC Family, but Nick at Night.
Yeah,
we know the grip that My Wife and Kids had on it. I'm not trying to discount Reba, however, comma My Wife and Kids. That's history.
I know My Wife and Kids is good. However, not gonna get over the fact that they did replace the dark-skinned daughter with a half-white daughter and just like pretended like no one would notice.
Yeah, they Aunt Viv'd her.
Like they Aunt Viv'd her, and for that I cannot forgive.
That is true.
Did I spend most of my life with like a massive crush on Noah Gray Cabey? Maybe.
I didn't know that, but now I do. Listen. As much as I love My Wife and Kids, I do love Reba as well. If nothing else, for Steve Howey, who blossomed into the sexy man that he was on Shameless. So I will support.
I have no idea who you're talking about.
I can't remember who he plays on. The son, like the dumb son on Reba. His name, the actor's name is Steve Howey.
The way I was about to say, I didn't realize he grew up. I don't. What was his name? Jake?
I guess he plays Kev on Shameless.
Oh no, that's Van.
Yeah, him.
Okay,
he's
Van.
Hot.
He is not hot, but he is so funny.
He's hilarious.
He is so funny on that show.
And like the thing is, he just plays that character, grown up, married to a black woman on Shameless. It's the same character, and he's also hot on the show on Shameless, not on Reba, not on Reba, but on Shameless.
You know what? I'll take your word for it. But I am going to push through Reba. I feel so bad. Here's my black card. Here it is.
Honestly, I'm supporting you because I'm like, okay, I gotta go with Reba. If nothing else, for the TikTok fame and the moment.
The way I would scream my heart out to Survivor as if I could actually relate.
You're not a single mom who works too hard.
I
You
am
love your
not.
kids and never stops.
Unfortunately, I mean, fortunately, yes, I am not any of those things. Um, but man, did I relate to that show for absolutely no reason at all. I don't think there was a black person that had more than 10 lines on that show ever.
No, yeah. They were like, this is a Caucasian show exclusively. And you know what?
Yeah.
Listen, I get it. I respect it. So for that,
This
it goes
is the
forward.
one
Not
good
really.
thing to ever be based in Texas. Just saying.
Yeah. Like show wise, because
Yeah.
also we have like, Beyonce and Megan Thee Stallion, but
I mean,
like
show wise.
Beyonce, Megan Thee Stallion, Reba.
Reba, the show, not the person, the show.
The show, exactly.
Okay. So Reba is moving on to round 2. A send off to My Wife and Kids. Did I have like one written? Let me double check. I did have like a nice send off for some of these shows. And My Wife and Kids, what we got from this show is it ran from 2001 to 2005. It had a 5-season run, which is nothing to sneeze at. Really great
It's
show.
impressive.
It was co-written by Damon Wayans, and someone else who is not a Wayans brother. They replaced the dark-skinned daughter with a light-skinned daughter, and I will never forgive them for that. So goodbye. It was nice knowing you, I guess. All right.
I will remember you. I'm just gonna take that for all of the first round.
The next shows we have. Let me know when you can see them, Bobby.
Okay. I'm looking.
This one's gonna break you.
Oh no. Is it? Oh my gosh. I feel like this is the one. Oh my gosh, it is.
The Simpsons versus Modern Family. Yes. Yes. I am a cruel, cruel bitch.
First of all, this felt, I don't know, pointed? Maybe a pointed attack.
This was targeted. This was a targeted pairing.
Was targeted. This was racially motivated. This was all the things because wow.
Just like kind of to disclose my method of putting these shows together, I write down all the shows in a random order. I split them off into halves and put them through a random pair generator. This is the pairs that it came up with. It's not my fault they're awful.
Uh-oh, you're starting to get crackly.
Ooh, who is getting crackly? Me?
Yeah.
Ooh, that's no good. I literally just got a new mic.
Ooh, let me see. Maybe it might be me. Is it me? Am I the drama?
Chat, can you let me know who is crackly?
For whatever reason, I look staticky on camera.
You do?
Yeah, like on the stream. I don't know why.
I think you're good. No one's saying I'm crackly.
Yeah, chat says
I'm the drama. All right. Let me do a little bit.
It sounds like you have a voice modulator on. How fitting is it that?
How about now?
There you go. Now
okay.
You're better.
I changed my audio output. I don't think it is my mic that's been the problem. I think it's the whatever adapter I use to make it work with my laptop. That's the problem.
You sound better now.
Okay. I just changed the mic source. Now it's coming out of my headphones. Okay. The Simpsons versus Modern Family.
This is painful. Oh, this
for
hurts
you.
Me.
It's painful for you. Okay. I know what my choice is.
It's painful for the chat too.
Is it?
Yes. Chat, back me up, please. Because when you first put it on, some people were like, "Oh, this is a hard one."
Oh, am I still echoing now, or am I fixed?
You're fixed.
Okay. The chat is on my side. Chat
First
agrees.
of all, chat is being real fake because this was not the response when you first put up the picture. So chat, I'm trying to figure out what's going on because we were on the same page. It goes without saying, this is my save. I can't get rid of these two. This is my save.
Okay. So, both shows make it to the next round.
I'll deal with the tape later. I can't do it right now. Not in round one. Not in round one.
The Simpsons and Modern Family make it to round 2. This could possibly be a problem in the future, but that's a problem for future us.
Exactly. I just needed to go up against something else that I care about less. But I love both of these shows so much.
So I'm taking these shows off the board and putting the next pair up. We have... Oh, I'm sad now because I love both of these shows. We have Sabrina the Teenage Witch versus The Good Place.
Oh, no.
Oh, the humanity. I love both of these shows. If you were one of those indoor kids that would just sit and watch TV endlessly, you absolutely watched ABC Family. And if you watched it between the hours of like 2 to like 4 p.m., you absolutely watched at least 2 episodes of Sabrina the Teenage Witch back to back.
Yep.
And the way the show is so special to me because of that. Oh,
this hurts me.
Oh,
so bad.
I don't want to eliminate it. You know what? I think I might have to use. Do I have to use my save?
Is this gonna be your save?
Is this gonna be my save? Oh,
wait, are there better shows?
There probably are, but I'm also impulsive, and I love this show so much. I can't. Okay. You know what? I can't eliminate Sabrina the Teenage Witch in the first round, so I will push it through to round 2. Oh, this is probably a bad idea.
It might be, but I support it. And a little fun fact about me, the promo picture that you chose for The Good Place was for season 4, and I was there when they for the photo shoot.
Oh my god!
I interned at NBC for the final season of The Good Place. I interned.
How do I not know this about you?
I don't tell a lot of people. I keep it, hush hush. Even though I think I've talked about it on like a couple of my lives, but never in like a video. But I was an intern at NBC. I worked in the PR department, and I got to meet Manny Jacinto so many times.
Oh my god!
He was like, "Oh, I remember you," and I was like,
"Oh, write that on my gravestone." Manny Jacinto remembers me.
On like the whole cast minus one person is like so great. They're all so amazing, honestly. But
I don't think you're allowed to say who it is, but I feel like I could guess.
I didn't sign an NDA, so but I won't. For the industry connects.
Okay, I'm gonna text you right now, and you have to confirm or deny.
Okay. I will say hint for chat. It is the character who probably felt the least like they were acting. I will say that. Exactly. Yep.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
All right.
Not
I understand the vibes.
The vibe. Right. I'll tell you off stream. But yeah. So.
Ooh, I just did a boo-boo. Hopefully I hope I can control Z that. Is everything okay on stream?
I think so.
Oh, I did a fuck up, but it's okay. Okay. I have taken off both shows and replaced them with 2 new shows. Living Single versus Community.
Okay. Oh, this is not hard for me at all.
It's not hard for me either. I think we're gonna hurt some feelings in the chat though.
And you know what? That's fine, because of all the times that I've been called Abed in my comments, y'all deserve to suffer. So I don't care. And it's hard for some, but not for me.
Unfortunately, anyone that's in the chat, we used both of our saves, so even if we wanted to save Community, we can't. But I do have a nice send off for the show that was Community that is not making it to round two. Let me just make sure I write down that Living Single is. Let me go back to my notes. This would be so much easier if I had like two screens, but I don't because I am poor.
You gotta have the gamer set up.
I know. I wish. Oh, can we get some improvised music for our send off?
Yes.
Do you want to hum the beat?
Oh, I guess I shouldn't sing the lyrics.
Oh, maybe.
Should I rant about Community while you're fixing this? Because
go ahead.
I don't dislike the show. I don't really have anything against it. It's more so the fans of the show that swear it is God's gift to TV, which I think it is just okay. I think it's a good enough show for those who enjoyed it. There are shows that are better, there are shows that are worse, but you will not convince me that Community is better than like Schitt's Creek or even, you know what, even 30 Rock. I like 30 Rock more than I like Community. So with that being said, cancel me if you want to, but I'm right. So.
Honestly, I'm gonna be frank here. I watched a few episodes of the first season. It just didn't grab my attention. I couldn't get into it.
Same.
But the send out for Community, since everyone is very patiently waiting, it ran from 2009 to 2015, had 6 seasons. People loved it so much that they campaigned to have a movie with oh my god, I cannot speak. Words are hard. With the trending hashtag 6 seasons and a movie. The show is about a suspended lawyer. He has to enroll in a community college, and he gets into a study group for Spanish. I don't think they open a Spanish textbook once. And they just develop this really cute found family friendship. The creator, Dan Harmon, based the show off of his real life experiences. If you did not know that, that is a fun fact. Community, it was nice knowing you. Bye now.
Bye-bye.
And I'm putting 2 new shows on the board. We have, I don't know when they pop up on screen.
Let's see.
Is this right? This feels right. Okay, the Mindy project versus The Office. Again, this was a coincidence of a matchup. I did not orchestrate this on purpose.
You're gonna hate me. You really are, especially because I've been told on more than one occasion that I am a doppelganger for Mindy Kaling. I like The Office.
You like
that's
The
my
Office?
That's my toxic trait. Like that was the show that got me into TV. It was
really?
The building. It's not like the pinnacle of TV for me, but it is just like a long running sitcom that I enjoyed. And then from there, I began to really like understand the mechanics and like intricacies of what TV could be. The Office was that show for me.
I understand. Okay. So. I am actually team the Mindy Project because I watched way more episodes of it. Actually, you know what? I did watch more episodes of it. I think I saw an episode here and there of The Office. Didn't really vibe with me. It's okay. I'm not super attached to the Mindy Project though, so I can let it go. I will push through The Office to the next round. I don't know how much farther it's gonna go, but
yeah,
it's not better per se than the Mindy Project in my opinion. But okay, I don't have any strong opinions. So that means The Office makes it to
The Office was gonna get
probably round 2, The Office. Okay. Taking it off, putting 2 new shows on the board. We have
chat. Oh my gosh. Sorry, I'm looking at the chat.
We have 2 new shows on the board. King of Queens versus the Boondocks.
Oh man, okay. So this is.
I watched. You know what? Speak your piece. Speak your piece.
I don't. Why?
Talk
Why
your
should
shit, Bobby. Talk your shit.
Why?
Go for it. Go for
Why
it.
should okay. Listen. That we know that Boondocks is gonna continue. We know this.
Me
However,
too.
I got into King of Queens on a recent vacation. Of all the places that I could have gotten into King of Queens, it was in a hotel room in Disney World. After a long day of walking around a theme park, walking 20,000 steps, I sat in that hotel room and I watched that show and I said, this is comedy. I enjoy it. I, I like it. I know the whole trope of like
I'm just sorry, but of all the shows to be like, this is comedy.
Momo,
King of Queens. King of Queens.
Yes. Like I said, King of Queens.
It's because the show is not funny.
No, it's just good enough. Like for the moment, I don't think I would watch King of Queens in my day-to-day life. But on a vacation in a hotel room, it's like
I'm lightheaded.
midnight. It's like it's midnight. It came on at like 1 a.m. after a long day. That is that's what it's intended to be. Like someone in the chat said, it's been watched by every person who's ever folded laundry in a laundromat. Thank you. You're doing other activities, or you're like not mentally there to really take in the dialogue. It's not a show to be rolled over at all. It's not. And I know the trope of like the hot wife and dumb husband is tired and we hate it. But on that show, Kevin James is so funny. I'm sorry. Cancel me if you will, but
Hashtag the afternoon special canceled. Get that trending. Get it trending.
The afternoon special is over party because I'm sorry that my toxic trait is that I dare to enjoy King of Queens.
No. It's just the pairing of like you enjoying The Office plus saying King of Queens is quote unquote comedy. And like this is just Bobby's over party.
I'm sorry. Someone in chat, Barnaby said, I feel like Bobby wants to be canceled and nobody's gonna do it. I feel like if more people would, I don't think I would be canceled. I think I would lose my credibility.
Yeah. I'm gonna kick you off of TV Talk.
That's what gets me kicked off. But I will say I acknowledge the Boondocks is a way better show by a country mile. But I have to give King of Queens its flowers. And by flowers, I mean flower. And it's like a small little like flower.
Okay.
I enjoy it. I'm sorry.
It's so funny. I will never recover from that. I hope you know.
I know that this is now etched on our friendship forever.
For sure. Okay, so the Boondocks, to absolutely no one's surprise, makes it to round 2. And I'm putting 2 new shows on the board. Prepare yourselves, everyone. I think this is a lot of people's personal favorite shows. Parks and Rec versus Bob's Burgers. Robert's Burgers.
That's kind of hard. Kinda. Not really, though, but kinda.
It's kind of hard. Oh, also, I didn't do a send-off for King of Queens, and all I had written is, shitty guy has hot wife, and that's it. So I guess goodbye.
I feel like I gave it. I gave it the send-off.
You did. Let's see. Parks and Rec versus Bob's Burgers. Thoughts and feelings, Bobby?
I think I enjoy Parks and Rec. I've not watched a bunch of episodes, but all of the like clips that I've seen, I've really enjoyed. And I will say that Parks and Rec is a better show than The Office. I think it does the like workplace comedy a little bit better,
Mhm.
and the characters aren't all awful. But I will say, Bob's Burgers, if nothing else, is a show that has stayed consistently good for a very
Mhm.
long time. As a
Accurate.
Simpsons fan, we all know like it fell off after like season 9. Bob's Burgers is going into, I think, the 12th season premieres like
Yes.
pretty soon, and it has stayed phenomenal like from the first episode on. So I think for that, it gets my vote. I would say Bob's Burgers over Parks and Rec.
I don't have strong feelings about Bob's Burgers. I do want to say that I like how they managed to put like do the what is it? You know the trope of like the dumb dad and the smart mom thing, and the dad's
Yeah.
always like awful and terrible with their own children, and then the mom's just like kind of out of touch with the kids but is doing so many other things. They completely subvert that trope and they just have two people that love each other. And you would think that would be so simple, but it is very difficult for Hollywood to do, it seems. So I like that of the show. But Parks and Rec has just like an amazing ensemble of characters. And for that, I have to give my vote to Parks and Rec.
Oh my god, Momo. I get it though. That's the thing. Like
Mhm.
I can't even fight you like so hard about it because I understand it.
Yeah.
I just think Bob's Burgers is doing a lot more. Like Parks and Rec, it's a situational comedy,
Mhm.
it's a workplace comedy. It's kind of following a blueprint and it's just doing it a little bit better than other shows have done it. I feel like Bob's Burgers just is doing a lot more. Also,
Mhm.
they have great musical episodes.
They do have great musical episodes. That is true. And I do love me in musical episodes, but I have actually not seen an episode of Bob's Burgers.
So
Is it on
I feel like
Hulu? Is that it?
yeah, it's on Hulu. It's
I
on
don't have
Fox.
Hulu. And I don't have cable. I actually don't have a TV that works.
Oh,
I
you can
just
watch it like online without like those like watch cartoons online
Oh,
sites
okay.
on there. Like all the
I
seasons are on there.
Okay, are you gonna get mad at me that I don't have a TV that works? I don't have a TV that
No,
works. What do you want me to do?
no, I'm not. I'm giving you
No,
options.
I'm at
So you
chat. Like they're upset I haven't seen Bob's Burgers, but I don't have a TV that works. I don't know. Every day we stray further
every
from
day.
God. But Parks and
I'm
Rec,
sad. But
I
you
don't.
know what? Listen,
I think both of these shows are really great. They are so great. Should we go through our
they're so good.
elimination criteria? Would that make it easier of a decision
I
because
guess
we
we
used
should,
both of
yeah.
our saves? All right. For criteria, we have
See, this
the we have theme song, cultural impact, representation, acting, originality, and vibes. Theme song, of course. I haven't seen Bob's Burgers. I can't hum the theme song. Does it have a theme song, or do they just get right into it?
it does. It's a very short, like they don't do like it seems like every
Yeah.
show is a cold open. Like it does a very
Okay.
short intro. Like they get to it. So it's like it's just a nice little ukulele opening. Like very sweet.
Okay. And Parks and Rec has that one. What?
It's just it seems like they're both even keeled.
They're both
with
even?
with the theme songs.
Okay, so we're gonna give them both threes, is what I'm hearing.
Yeah.
3 and
Yeah,
3.
they're not
That
doing
seems
anything
fair.
like transformative. Yeah.
All right.
I would say so.
Cultural impact. Who has impacted the culture more? If we're honest with ourselves. You have to be honest with ourselves.
Okay, I'm gonna be honest.
Mm-hmm.
I'm gonna be honest, and it is technically Parks and Rec, but only by a little. Like it edges out Bob's Burgers by a hair.
Yes.
A couple hairs.
I would say so. So I think a fair a metric of that would be a 5 for Parks and Rec, 4.5 for Bob's Burgers, because they do have a couple of trending audios on TikTok. But the way that Parks and Rec like dominated just memes in general, like hard, fast memes. I think Leslie falling down into the hole was just like is like a repeated GIF on Twitter, like even nowadays. So I want to say
that is true, and just like the phrase "treat yourself" is like now like a common phrase in the lexicon. So for that's what in my head I was like, okay, a little bit more impactful.
So we're gonna give a 4.5. Actually, no, we're gonna go 5 Parks and Rec, and 4.5 for Bob's. Representation. Okay, I want to say something about Parks and Rec. How people said that. Well, oh my God, Ann Perkins. What's her actual name? I just blanked. Something Jones. Rashida Jones was playing a white lady. But did they ever show her parents?
I don't think so.
I don't think
they get Annie's backstory like that.
We didn't get into her backstory, and they never said she was black. They never said she was white. They never showed her parents, so I don't know why people said that she was playing a white lady. I think she was just playing Leslie Knope's best friend.
I think like if you see Rashida Jones in literally any role she plays, it's kind of just like racially ambiguous. Like that's her thing. It. Yeah, that's really her thing. Like I don't think enough. Like a lot of people don't know that Quincy Jones is her dad. Mm-hmm. So
I just wouldn't say that she was playing a white lady.
No, she's mixed. So
yeah,
she just seemed like she was playing a racially ambiguous
character.
Not white, not black, just like racially ambiguous.
Bob's Burgers. I know that they're. I don't know. Actually, I haven't seen the show.
I would say so. I think like it was kind of, I forgot what other show we were talking about, but it's like, I think it was As Told by Ginger, but it has like mm-hmm. diversity in a couple of different ways mm-hmm. and like does coding in a couple of different ways. So like Linda, the mom, is mm-hmm. like coded as being Jewish. Mm-hmm. And they also have, like Chat said, like they do have like really good like trans representation. Mm-hmm. I think in Marshmallow, I think that's the character that they're like they don't say that she's trans, but like it's heavily suggested that she mm-hmm. is. But I think it has like solid like mm-hmm. representation across the board, and they don't punch down on anyone. Mm-hmm. Like they're always like, if jokes are made, it's usually at Bob's expense, mm-hmm. but it's never anything like too crude or anything like that. So I would say like for representation, I would give it to Bob's Burgers over Parks and okay. Or they're kind of on the same plane. Like,
so what would you give them?
I would give them both like a 4.
Okay. All right, 4 and 4 for rep. For acting,
Bob is bi. They do suggest that Bob is bi too. So
wait, what did I just say? For acting, voice acting in the case of Bob's Burgers.
It's again another like they're pretty on the same page. I will say most of Bob's Burgers core voice acting cast mm-hmm. is men. There's only one woman in the like of the core family, and that's Kristen Shaw. The rest are dudes. So like Tina is played by a man, and Linda is played by a man. Mm-hmm. But they're all phenomenal at what they do. So I would say they're fine. And also like Parks and Rec, if nothing else, Nick Offerman as Ron Swanson is
exactly
inspired casting. So that's another one that's like an equal toss-up to me. Like
this is truly like this is a perfect match. I really don't know. These shows are even.
Yeah.
But it's hard. We have to eliminate one of them. So that sounds like you want to give them between 4s to 5s.
Yeah, I would say so. Because they're both, and now I've never really thought about it, but they both kind of do similar things of like mm-hmm. having a lot of like guest voice actors or guest stars on the show. Like they have a really good core cast of people. Oh, I don't know.
Now moving on to originality. I think Parks and Rec was the first show to really do like politics but make it funny. And not in the way like SNL does, but like make it wholesome and funny. Bob's Burgers, I think a family owning a restaurant isn't a new concept. If they had gone with their original idea of them being cannibals, that's original. But the thing that actually chose isn't totally original, if we're being honest.
Right, but you can make the same argument that Parks and Rec is just The Office, but like Parks and Rec office. Like it's just a different type of industry. Like they're the same at their core.
Mm-hmm.
They're the same format of like workplace comedy. Like
Okay,
on
that's fair.
cast of people who work in an office together, and the hilarity ensues from all these clashing personalities. And then like some external stuff.
Bored but interested said the random generator was out for blood.
Really, it was.
Honestly, that's the truth.
And I will counter, I agree with chat. Veep also does.
I forgot about Veep, actually.
I think Veep does political comedy a little bit better than Parks and Rec. Because I don't see Parks and Rec as like Leslie runs for office, but I feel like it's less about like politics. You know what I mean?
True. I just realized right now that I forgot to turn on the chat. So the chat's not on the little TV. I also don't know how to turn on the chat, so it's just not going to be there. Sorry, everyone. If you were funny in the comments, we're never going to see it. It's not going to be seen in the playback. I'm very sorry.
We'll call it out. We'll say the name.
Yeah.
We'll say the name so they'll be heard. But I don't know. Like you could say both concepts are not very original. Like they're very derivative.
True.
So
do you want to give them both ones?
Yeah, I mean that's the best trade-off. They're both ones.
And vibes is where it's gonna kill us.
It is, because they're both so evenly matched. Oh my gosh.
Okay, you have a bad day.
Mm-hmm.
You have to put on a show.
Yeah.
Which show do you put on?
It's Bob's Burgers all day
Bob's
long.
Burgers?
Yeah.
I haven't seen Bob's Burgers.
Here's the thing though, like I haven't seen Parks and Rec like that, but I acknowledge what type of show it is.
Mm-hmm.
And I feel like Parks and Rec is that show, like how The Office was, where it takes a little while to get into it. Like the first season is like where they're trying to find their footing, and so you're not quite sure what type of show it's going to be. Bob's Burgers, from the jump, the type of show that it is the type of show that it is now. Like it stayed pretty consistent. So there's not a ton of episodes that I like cringe at watching in the same way that I might with Parks and Rec.
All right. I don't know. I love Parks and Rec. I've seen all the way up until season 7. I haven't seen season 7 because once I watch it, it's over. There's no new episodes. I would give it a 5 for vibes.
That's the thing. They're both a 5 for vibes in very different ways.
A 5 for vibes. So 5 and 5. That means that Parks and Rec goes through to the second round. And unfortunately, Bob's Burgers is eliminated by half a point. Half a point. It was a very close race. Unfortunately, we have to say goodbye to them. I think I have a send-off for them, and it's a very emotional send-off.
Okay.
They're winners in our hearts.
Yes, they are winners. If Momo had not used her save so early on,
you used your save before me. Don't blame it on me.
I saw the list and I already knew I was saving those 2 shows. You, on the other hand, I was like, are there better shows that you might want to save? You're like, maybe, but I'm indecisive. And hashtag lo, hashtag behold, here we are. 2 better shows that are worth saving.
Bob's Burgers ran from 2011 until now. It's still going on. The new season is coming out, I think, within the next couple weeks, if not already out. 13 seasons so far. And I actually didn't have anything else written down for it because I did not think it would be eliminated so early.
Well,
Very sad about this, but it can't be helped.
it can't. It could have, but it
If
can't.
we had not used
So
our saves so early,
I don't know what this we shit is because it was
we
you. I use mine on a good one.
fine. Okay, next two shows on the board as we speak. We have and knock something over. Everybody Hates Chris versus Central Park.
Oh, also pretty easy, I would say. Maybe.
It's probably
Oh gosh. Momo. Okay. Let's just get it out the way. Let's get it out the way.
Okay. Before I even open my mouth, here's my black card. Now that we've got that out the way, Central Park is such an amazing and criminally slept on show. It is a musical comedy. We don't have many of those right now. It's on Apple TV Plus. Is probably why people don't watch it. And I understand. I do understand that Everybody Hates Chris is the culture. It is culture.
It is.
I think I've probably seen like maybe 10 episodes of it. And I don't know why. It probably came on at the same time like another show I liked came on, so I didn't see it.
It probably came on the same time as like Reba or something. It was definitely
probably
like probably of the day type of show.
It probably came on at the same time as Reba or like Sabrina the Teenage Witch. And like I love magical girl series. I was absolutely going to watch Sabrina the Teenage Witch over Everybody Hates Chris. But I recognize how important and how good the show was. I get all the cultural references because I'm Black. I understand why the show is good. I do not have an emotional connection to it the way I do Central Park.
Oh, Momo.
What does the chat have? Chat is probably ripping me apart.
I don't know why they haven't done it yet. Everyone is saying Chris because I love Everybody Hates Chris. And here's the thing. I really enjoy Central Park. If nothing else, the music is insane. It is
insane. Okay, for the cast of Central Park, we have like in order of appearance from left to right, Josh Gad as Birdie, Kristen Bell / Emmy Raver Lapman as Molly, what is his name? Leslie Odom Jr. as Owen. What is the mom's name? Like Paige? Paige is Catherine Hahn. Catherine Hahn as the son. What's his name again?
Not Junior. I don't know what it is, but
I don't remember the son's name. But he's voiced by Titus Burgess. The maid Helen is voiced by freaking Daveed Diggs, and Bitsy Bateman, Bitsy Bedman or something like that is voiced by none other than Stanley Tucci. Stanley Tucci. Oh, this show is so fucking good. Oh,
it's a cast that shouldn't work.
Yeah, it's a cast that shouldn't work and works beautifully.
It does. It does.
Okay.
If I'm willing to
Almighty agrees with me, Chris for culture, but it wasn't that great.
As far as a better show, it's Central Park. As far as a more impactful show, it is Everybody Hates Chris.
That is true.
But I'm willing, if you are willing to scratch my back in some later rounds, I will support this.
I feel like I'm making a deal with the devil, but I'm gonna scratch your back. I'm gonna scratch your back.
I get that I'm the drama, but why am I the devil?
Yeah.
You know, that's fine.
We're gonna upset the chat and we're gonna go Central Park because it is in practice and in theory a better show, but Everybody Hates Chris's culture. Unfortunately I did turn in my black card already. So we are gonna go with Central Park.
Yes, we are. I'm over here making money moves. I am trying to secure some
you're making really great choices. I'm just gonna make bad choices today. I feel like I'm allowed. I pay taxes.
You are. I'm playing strategy, and Momo is going off of vibes and
Yeah.
vibes only.
Next two shows on the board should be fan favorites: George Lopez and One on One.
I feel like I feel so bad. We are killing all these black sitcoms.
I feel so bad. I feel so bad. But okay, I want to say something. I thought my whole life up until today, when I actually had to look it up, I thought it was called The George Lopez Show.
Is it not?
No, it's just called George Lopez.
Interesting. I thought it was I feel like
right?
My TV's listings got wrong because I thought it was the George Lopez show.
I thought it was the George Lopez show my entire life. And then I look it up and it's just George Lopez. It's always been just George Lopez.
Oh, interesting. Okay. Interesting. Did not know that.
Like, I have seen both of these shows, a lot of both of these shows.
Mm-hmm.
I do have to say that.
Yeah, me too.
Which show did I watch more of? George Lopez, because I'm a night owl. So it came on like at the middle of the night, so I would just watch it. And they would sometimes they would just have George Lopez marathons where you just watch George Lopez all day.
Yeah, I agree. Mm-hmm. I think on Nick at Night for like a couple of summers, my cousins and I would stay up and we would watch, like that's all we would do was watch TV. And the rundown, I think, was like Family Matters, then George Lopez, and then it was like a random other like show. But we watched a lot of George Lopez. I will say I like One on One. I like the Parkers a little bit more than I like One on One.
Really? I preferred One on One.
I don't know.
Like out of One on One, Moesha, and the Parkers, and obviously Girlfriends, I liked One on One and Girlfriends.
Okay. I liked Girlfriends. I liked all of them. I mean, like Moesha was the one that I probably watched the least.
I agree. Yeah, me too.
Because it's like it was like a true like 90s sitcom, and by the time like I was old enough to watch TV, it was off.
Yeah.
But
and it was in syndication on channels that like a child wouldn't watch.
Right. Like there would be no opportunity for me to see it. Mm-hmm. But oh my gosh. Yeah. I feel like we're both in agreement with George Lopez going through.
The George Lopez show. And it's not even called the George Lopez show.
Just George Lopez. That's it.
George Lopez.
But One on One is a fantastic black sitcom. Fantastic. Man, what was that other one? Yeah. It was like Half and Half. Do you remember that one?
I vaguely remember what you're talking about. Do not remember the name super well. I think I'd have a send-off for One on One. So let me put it back on the board and read the send-off. Come on, send-off.
Sounds so sad.
I do. Okay, One on One. It aired from 2001 to 2006. It had a 5-season run, super great for a sitcom. It was about a sportscaster, and he had to take care of he became a full-time dad and had to take care of his teenage daughter. And she was played by Kyla Pratt. There's a couple of other people in the cast. Yeah. There was one white girl for like, I think 1 season. If I remember that,
Jenna Von Oy? No, she was on the Parkers. She was on the Parkers. Jenna Von Oy.
I don't remember.
The white
I remember that. Okay. And the reason why this show got canceled is when UPN and the WB merged. It got cut. Those two channels merged to become the CW. So a lot of shows don't survive mergers, and this was just one that was cut. Coincidentally, Everybody Hates Chris was involved in that same merger, but it came out on top, like it survived. One on One did get cut, though, so unfortunate for that. It aired in syndication on The N, which later became T-Nick, I think. Mm-hmm. And that has been One on One. Next two shows on the board.
Half and Half. That's the name of the show. Oh, I think I said it, but yeah, Half and Half. I just remember the theme song more than the show itself.
Next two shows on the board. Where is it? Oh, Full House and Moesha. Yes, Bobbi.
Okay. So
I'll be accepting your black card now. Thank you.
you can have it. There you go.
Thank you.
You can have it. Like I said, it just was a show that was not super accessible to me, so I never saw it. But Full House, that was the other show that was on Nick at Night.
That's
Watched
true.
a lot of Full House. My favorite episode is the episode where
Almighty said that was some loud silence. That silence said literally everything. Cut it out.
Oh my god. It hurts. It hurts. I started thinking about all the black sitcoms that we've cut in round one. And
I think we have some like internalized racism to unpack. I think we do. We do.
We do. Oh my gosh. Oh my gosh. But
I'm like tearing up because we have cut like every black sitcom.
Oh my god. I feel so bad. But Full House, it was just a show that was on more.
It
Like,
was.
I can't help it.
It's literally not our fault that it didn't air on channels that like we watched.
Yeah. It just didn't. Like, what was Moesha playing on in syndication? Was it just BET?
I think so, actually. I think it was just playing on like BET. And I don't think I even had cable at that age, so I didn't see it.
Also, like the BET wasn't a channel that I went to for like syndicated programming. It was just like to watch the BET Awards and things like that. So
I didn't have cable at that time, so I don't think I was able to.
So it's not our fault.
It's not our fault. This one's not our fault. I don't want to watch chat. I know it's eating us up.
No, actually, it's not that bad.
Okay.
It's not that bad. Yeah, like Almighty says, okay, LOL, it's okay. I want to vote for Full House too, because the way the whole Uncle Frank thing went, like Moesha went south in the later seasons. That's what Jack says.
Okay, so Full House moves on to round 2. I'm so sorry. I am so sorry.
I can't. It's like I can't make it not iconic. I can't make it not Bob. I'm so sorry. Like I can't.
Okay, as a send off to Moesha, a show that I don't think I ever watched. Moesha ran from 1996 to 2001. It had 6 seasons. Amazing. It was about a teenager that struggles to come to terms with everything that life throws at her. This is just pulled directly from IMDb. IMDb? IMDb. I think. I'm dyslexic. Yeah. The series actually ended with like 3 major cliffhangers that were supposed to be like resolved in the spin-off The Parkers, but they just didn't. They just didn't do it. They just didn't solve the cliffhangers. It dealt with like real issues. I think like premarital sex, the death of a loved one, teen pregnancy, race relations, drug use, sexuality, dementia, and like other things at home and school, like gender prejudice and inequality. So great things oh my god, that show did great things. Unfortunately, was not enough to make it past round 1.
Well, don't set it up like that. It's like for all those good things, it
wasn't enough.
This very white bread ass show in Full House.
I know.
Oh gosh.
Moving on, putting 2 new shows on the board, we have Scrubs versus One Day at a Time.
Oh, I have no skin in this game, so this one's all you, Momo.
All right. I know throughout today, it has seemed like we have been very anti-Black, very anti-POC. However, Scrubs is culture. It's not necessarily POC culture, but it has culture. It is culture for like memes, for the general atmosphere.
Yeah.
But I am pushing through Scrubs to the next round because I can't eliminate it. I cannot, in all good conscience, eliminate Scrubs of all shows in the first round.
Yeah, I agree. I agree. I think for friendship also, because apparently Zach Braff and Donald Faison, they're still
besties.
Very close. I think they have a podcast, right? Like a
They do.
podcast. Yeah.
I will mention that later if the show gets eliminated. It possibly won't. I don't actually know what show's going to win.
You think Scrubs is going to win?
I don't know.
It won't. I can tell you that.
It won't.
It won't. No, don't worry.
A nice send-off for One Day at a Time. It aired from 2017 to 2020. It was tragically canceled after 4 seasons. It follows 3 generations of the same Cuban-American family living in the same house. It's not... no, it's very different from the George Lopez show. Just kidding. I think... Was it 3 generations? No, there were 3 generations living in the same house.
I have no idea.
Yeah.
I wish I could help you.
It was Benny the grandma, George and his wife Angela, and then the 2 kids. So like 3 generations. Yeah. Okay. Pushing forward Scrubs, and I'm putting 2 new shows on the board. I think you might have strong feelings about these, Bobbi. I'm not sure.
Ooh. Okay. Because I have no idea what's left. I think.
We're nearing the bottom. We are nearing the bottom.
Okay. I know we haven't hit Friends yet, so I know that's how we're like, which that's going to be real lickety split, easy, whatever it's going up.
We have That 70s Show versus Malcolm in the Middle.
Oh, wow. No.
It's all you, Bobbi. I have no skin in this game.
Here's the thing. That 70s Show is another like ABC Family special. It was on, I don't know what time it was on, but it was always on. And so
no, that's the thing. It was just always on. It was always on.
It was always on. And I feel like the best part of the show truly was the couple that came out of it in Mila Kunis and Ashton Kutcher, Jackie and Kelso. But Malcolm in the Middle was that show. If for nothing else, it being like the representation of 2000s TV in WandaVision, I think speaks volumes to the type of show that it was. I'm going with, I gotta agree with chat, and I gotta say Malcolm in the Middle is a better show. If nothing else, it is a hilarious show because of how dysfunctional they are. And Hal is one of my favorite TV dads. He doesn't get nearly enough praise because I think Bryan Cranston went on to do way more than Malcolm in the Middle. But I will say Hal is a great TV dad.
Congratulations to Malcolm in the Middle for making it to round 2. As a send-off to That 70s Show, here we go. All right. That 70s Show aired from 1998 to 2006. An 8-season run, really great for a sitcom. It was a comedy revolving around a group of teenage friends and everything they went through in 70s Wisconsin. The other thing I had written was the English version of the show, as English as in England, that was just a complete and total ripoff, verbatim, of That 70s Show called Days Like These. It aired the same exact script, save for like a few cultural references and the location, but it was a carbon copy, like a clone of That 70s Show. It did get canceled. I'm sure like they got sued. That's why they got canceled.
Probably.
But it happened. It wasn't even a parody. It was just a complete copy.
That's hilarious.
Yeah.
That's hilarious. Love that for England. They were just like, yeah, we'll just do what they did.
Yeah.
Just steal it.
I think they were probably a little bit upset about the whole The Office thing.
Yeah.
I I mean, like, we didn't copy The Office like that.
They couldn't have been though, because The Office UK, like The Office US, I mean, like didn't premiere until like 2005 or 6.
I don't
And
know
like
when
this
this Days Like These aired. Let me Google that real quick. When did Days Like These air?
They just straight up
these
or
Days Like These? TV. It aired in 1999.
Okay, so this is them getting preemptive revenge on us for The Office. That's hilarious. Oh my gosh. Wow. Well, yeah, I mean,
what can you do?
Also, from that show, I feel like that 70s show has kind of a bit of a dark legacy now.
Really?
Yeah.
Oh yeah. So, I didn't even think about it, but now you mentioned it. It just clicked.
Yeah. What's his name? Something Masterson. David, or I forgot what his name. He played the stoner one. I forgot his name on the show.
I haven't really watched the show. If it came on, I changed the channel because I just didn't care for it.
Yeah, the legacy of the show is a bit dark, I would say. So Malcolm in the Middle. And we have two new shows on the board: Dr. Ken versus Friends. Like I said, Friends.
This isn't hard.
Not at all. Not at all.
For anyone in the chat, we are eliminating Friends on principle.
Yeah. Yeah.
I think there are more people. Obviously, there are more people No, I don't think this is an exaggeration. I think there are more people of color in Dr. Ken than there have ever been people of color with speaking lines on Friends.
Friends is the whole embodiment of what I call the fourth quarter diversity hire. In that they brought in Aisha Tyler because they were like, oh shit, like we haven't put any black people or any people of color really in this show. And then they were like, oh yeah, just throw in Aisha Tyler and have her be like the
Ross's
kind of love
girlfriend.
Interest. Yeah. Well, and then they immediately she was off the show. So
yeah, I think she was like, I am not working here. I'm not doing this.
This is not a good environment. I question people who love Friends so much. Love the show. But how can you stand by number one on the fact that that was a completely stolen premise from Living Single?
Yes.
And the fact that it truly made zero effort to just even mention another person of color. Like it is
in New York.
Show
in New York.
In New York. It's like it follows the legacy of Sex and the City and Girls, of just shows that center white people in New York City, one of the most diverse cities on the planet. It is insane to me, especially as a person who now lives in New York. I'm like, how did you get away with this?
Not even any black people on the street. Not even on the street in the background.
None of it. It was white only. That's crazy to me.
The only send-off I have written for Friends is Living Single, but with white people.
Yep.
All right. Bye, Friends. It wasn't nice knowing you. We have two new shows on the board. We got... is it on the screen yet? Yes. Brooklyn Nine-Nine versus The Big Bang Theory.
I gotta give it to the 9-9.
I'm gonna give it to the 9-9 as well. I watched a lot of The Big Bang Theory. I'm gonna be honest, that theme song did slap, but I'm not pushing it through to round 2.
I will admit, I had in the just dead center of my I'm not like other girls phase. The Big Bang Theory was my personality trait. Like I had a Bazinga shirt.
Bobbi, you could have taken that to the grave.
I could have. I know I could have. But I want others to know that you can grow. You can grow from a dark place. You can grow from
Bobbi, you have so much working against you. You have said you like The Office. That King of Queens is comedy.
First of you get
You
real
eliminated
stuck
every single Black sitcom that has come across our path.
me, Momo. I'm
We,
not.
but mostly you. You made
You.
The Big Bang Theory your personality, Bobbi.
It was just like the first 2 seasons of the show. I can't say that I've seen the whole thing because I haven't. Like I fell off. I found the light and I left the show. I don't even know what that shirt is.
Almighty. Sometimes you gotta live that truth quietly. Live your truth, but in silence.
On mute. I love that I thought that this was a safe space, and then
this is not a safe place.
really
This is a violent place.
I'm feeling torn apart. I'm feeling hurt, but you know what? It's out in the ether now. Y'all know it about me, so
we know more than we should, actually.
Okay, Momo. First of all, we have run the tapes because there are a couple of where you have been speaking your truth out loud for the world to see. So do not drag me. So
a send off to The Big Bang Theory. The Big Bang Theory ran from 2007 to 2019. It had 12 seasons. Really, really great for a sitcom. And it was just about nerds and a hot lady. That's really it.
That's really it. It was, I think, when CBS realized we have a good show, they put all their money behind it.
They really did. They really, really did.
CBS never has good shows, so they had to capitalize on it. I feel bad.
Right. Putting 2 new shows on the board. We have. This is our last for round 2.
Round 2 or round 1?
Round 1, sorry.
Yeah.
And then after this, we will be taking a 5-minute break. Don't go anywhere because we will be right back. So, we have the Fresh Prince of Bel-Air versus Younger.
I think you were the one who said you liked Younger. So
I actually really did enjoy Younger. I don't know why. I did watch every single episode up until this most recent season. It was just a very bingeable show. I have to give it that. It, again, was about white people in New York. Featured, like, a black person. A single black person. But it was just, like, it was just a show that I watched. It was probably one of the 2 original shows on TV Land, and the only one I cared for. But the Fresh Prince has to go through for, like, the culture and the fact that it was genuinely a better show.
Yeah, this is not one that we can't kill this one. There's literally nothing that we can do.
I think there's something wrong with my camera. Okay, there we go. Yeah, it's not hard.
No,
oh wait,
it's
let
not.
me do a send off for.
I will say Younger fulfills what I thought if we would have gotten like the Lizzie McGuire like
exactly. Yes, I have to agree.
It definitely fulfills that. So it's not, we didn't not get it. It's just like different character.
Yeah. Okay, Younger, send off. It went from 2015 to 2021, had 7 seasons. And it was just about this lady that she can't get a job in, I think it was not TV publishing, book publishing. So she pretends to be 26 and it works. Does Sutton Foster look 26?
No.
Does she really? No, she doesn't. But she did for the purposes of the show.
Narratively speaking, yeah.
Narratively, she looked 26. She was actually 40, but she looked 26. Okay. And that has been Younger. Okay, for round 2. Going through, we have Schitt's Creek, Reba, The Simpsons, Modern Family, Sabrina the Teenage Witch, The Good Place, Living Single, The Office, The Boondocks, Parks and Recreation, Central Park, George Lopez, Full House, Scrubs, Malcolm in the Middle, Dr. Ken, Brooklyn Nine-Nine, and The Fresh Prince of Bel-Air. We're going to go to a short 5-minute break. Hope to see you back shortly. Bye, everyone. Until we know if we're back or not, let's just have a little chit chat, Bobbi. How are you feeling post round one?
Post round one, I'm feeling good. I'm feeling scared because we got some really good contenders. And no saves. So,
No saves.
So this one's gonna hurt. How are you feeling, Momo?
I'm not feeling great. Not feeling great because it was a little harder than I expected for round one.
Yeah.
And now we're gonna have to go through the actual hard part, which is round two.
Yeah.
And onwards. Oh, we're back. We are back. Hello, everyone. Let us know if you can hear and or see us.
Yeah.
I hope people can see or hear us.
I think so.
Until then,
right.
I think we can go ahead and get into round two.
Round two.
All right. I did set the 18 shows we got from round one into a random order generator and got a new list. So, according to the new list, we have, let's see, where are we? We have a long list of shows. Give me a second to find all of them. Is it? Oh, here we are. We have Dr. Ken versus. God. I just realized some of these shows are going to be on the same side. Dr. Ken versus Brooklyn Nine-Nine.
Interesting. Very interesting. I've never seen Dr. Ken, so well and truly do not have any skin in that game, but I have seen Brooklyn Nine-Nine, and I do like Brooklyn Nine-Nine. I know it's propaganda. I acknowledge that. I know all the discourse, but I like the show. I can't help it. I can't.
Bobbi, I do believe we are on the same page.
Great.
I do understand that it is propaganda. However, that show was really fun.
It is. It is. And we get very rare bi representation in Rosa. So for that, gotta love it.
Dr. Ken, I don't think I have a real send-off for it, but I will give you this. Let me pull it up.
These parting words for Dr.
These parting words. Okay. Dr. Ken. Here we are. If I could just find you. Yes. Dr. Ken, it ran from 2015 to 2017 with 2 seasons. It did get canceled, unfortunately. It's about a doctor and his family. It features many community alum as guest stars.
And then it got canceled.
That's all I got for the show, unfortunately.
It served its purpose in that it was what knocked out Friends.
Yes.
So for that.
And also the show is one of the few Asian American sitcoms that we have. This was an Asian American multicam. I can't think of another one. The only other Asian sitcom I can think of is Fresh Off the Boat, but that's a single cam.
Yeah. Was Fresh Off the Boat mockumentary or no?
No.
Okay, yeah.
It's just like a sitcom.
Gotcha. Okay, well, sorry, Dr. Ken.
Putting 2 new shows on the board.
Oh, God.
Oh, God.
Oh, no.
Oh,
no.
Oh, no. Oh, boy. Oh, boy.
I'm scared. I'm so scared. Oh. My stomach is about to be in knots.
I'm really sorry.
Oh, no. Oh, no.
I'm sifting through the list now. Okay. I'm going to randomly pick one because I can't find the one that I was supposed to use. Okay. Schitt's Creek versus Full House.
Oh, okay. That's not hard.
That's not hard.
That's not hard.
It was supposed to be Schitt's Creek versus The Good Place, but I just couldn't find The Good Place.
Oof, I couldn't do that right now. I could not do it right now. I couldn't
find it.
That's good. That was divine timing right there. Oh my gosh. No,
Oh,
I
I
couldn't
see
do it.
it. I found it. Hold
No, no,
on.
no. You said Full House. Let's do Full
I
House.
know. I just
Yeah.
make sure. I'm trying to see if I can I move it on stream? I don't think I can, unfortunately. Um, but I did find it for the next time. But we're going to keep it as Schitt's Creek versus Full House.
Oh
It's
gosh.
easy. Obviously, Schitt's Creek.
Yeah. It's more of a like a nostalgia hurt with Full House
Yeah.
going, but also if you go back and watch the Disney World episode of Full House, you will realize how much the writing on that show was so bad. It is it's terrible writing. The acting was stale at best, even though I get most of the actors are kids, but like they were good enough to get the role. They should be good enough to sustain it. Um, those are my parting
Bobbi, you're
words.
really tearing into child actors here.
I mean, like the true professionals of that
Yeah,
show were Mary Kate and Ashley. They knew the assignment and they
they
understood
did.
it.
They did. That's why they had that long stream of movies, like immediately after it, or
They were
possibly at the
working.
same time, actually.
It was at the same time. They were working.
Oh
Like
my god,
they were running those kids ragged. That's why they're like not doing
acting
anything
now.
right now. Yeah, they don't
I
have
like how
to.
their little sister, who wasn't in any of their movies that I can remember, or like in any of the shows, didn't even make a guest appearance. I don't think she was alive. Now that I think about it, at the time of Full House, um, didn't appear in that show at all. Didn't appear in any of their movies, and is
Mhm.
the only one currently acting.
Yep, only one and
Yeah,
doing a bang up job. I might
pretty
add.
good.
Very good.
Full House. It aired from 1987 to 1995 with 8 seasons, and it was about this dude who was recently widowed and his best friends raising his 3 daughters. Three? Yeah, three.
Very, yeah.
I think I was counting Mary Kate and Ashley.
No, Michelle was one, but they were playing.
Michelle was one person. They're just played by two. She was just played by two people. Okay,
Mhm.
taking them off the board. Goodbye, Full House. It was nice knowing you. The next two, hopefully, they are not on the same side of the chart. That was something I overlooked. That was my bad. We got Living Single versus what other show? I'm gonna say, because just to keep things evil, not evil. Actually, yeah, kind of evil. Versus versus The Good Place.
Oh no. Oh no. Momo, why? Why?
We just don't have any other black cards to give you. I mean, I don't have any other black cards to give up.
I'm so hurt. I'm so hurt.
Someone just logged off.
Oh my goodness. Oh my goodness. I can't.
It's, you know what, Bobbi? You scratched my back. I will scratch yours. I'm going to say with my full chest that no way in hell am I eliminating The Good Place. Because that is genuinely one of the best sitcoms ever made.
It is. That's the. Oh gosh.
I'm so sorry. I'm so sorry. It genuinely is, though. The freaking, like, we're already in the bad place twist. Nothing has topped it since. Like, from a writing standpoint,
it's phenomenal.
That show is phenomenal.
It is. It's so good. But then again, Living Single, as far as like a show about Black 20 somethings that's not drenched in trauma.
Yeah.
And like it was really just about dating and having a good time and like being young.
The thing is, if I don't have like an emotional connection to Living Single because I didn't grow up with it. Because it was like a little bit out of my time, and it wasn't in syndication on any shows and any channels I like frequented. But I did watch The Good Place in adulthood, like as it came out, so I'm a lot more attached to that show. I can see why people that are older than me are super attached to Living Single. I'm attached to it on principle alone.
Yes, that's true.
But I can't say it's better than The Good Place because I would be lying.
Ugh, fucking hell, man. That's hard. That's so hard because I love Living Single, and I think it just like, as far as its place in TV history, it's like a
Yeah.
forgotten show that is so much more important than people give it credit for.
Yes.
If it was going up against literally any
Anything
other
else.
show,
Anything else.
it would fly by and with no problems. No problems whatsoever. And it was in like my top 4. Like it was my final 4.
Yeah.
But against The Good Place,
I'm really sorry. But
it's
I
so,
was supposed to it was supposed to be Schitt's Creek versus The Good Place, and I let us off the hook with that one, but
I
I
think
couldn't for Living
I would
Single.
I would have had an aneurysm. I think I would have either an aneurysm or a heart attack. I would have passed out. I would have passed out. I'm not even gonna lie to you. So with
As a really heartfelt send off to Living Single. Living Single, it ran from 1993 to 1998. It had 5 seasons, and it follows the lives of several single male and female roommates and in their lives in 1990s Brooklyn, New York. It actually ranked among the top 5 African American ratings, like TV ratings in all 5 seasons. And the creator is Yvette Lee Bowser, and she originally created the show, like just to what did she say? Her idea was to portray Black characters in like a positive light because they're usually in very negative lights in like these TV shows and such. So that was her goal. And she ended up writing the like lead female characters just based on different parts of her own personality. So they are all her, just different parts of herself.
I love that.
Yeah.
Wow.
She is quoted in saying, "I've been as ditzy as Sinclair, as superficial as Regine, as bitter as Max, and as focused and driven as Khadijah."
I love
So
that. I really do.
love. Oh
It's
my
such a good show.
god! And it's created by a Black woman. You know what? I'm taking this L. I'm taking the L.
The Good Place is moving forward on, I think, writing, but as far as cultural impact, as far as a show that means
Yeah.
so much, I Living Single it's that show, and I have to eat this one. Yeah,
Yeah.
that's a hard
It's
one.
bad. It was hard for us.
Yeah.
Depending on how this turns out, we may be able to resurrect one show because if we go the route we're going, we're gonna end up with an odd number. So there's a possibility we will end up resurrecting Living Single. So stay tuned for that.
Okay, and it's all but confirmed. If we can resurrect it,
If we can resurrect it, we will.
we will.
The next pairing. Ooh, where are we? The next pairing, we have George Lopez versus. Okay. Oh God, I hope they're on the same side. George, don't do this to me. Please
Oh
don't
my
do this to
gosh.
me.
What is it? What is it?
Oh, George Lopez versus the Boondocks.
Oh, well, yep, that's a hard one.
It's hard because I'm very emotionally attached to both shows. Like nostalgia in George Lopez, which I really thought the show was called The George Lopez Show up until literally today. And The
Yeah.
Boondocks, I wasn't attached to as a child, but I watched it like within the last year, and I really do love the show. I'm gonna go with The Boondocks.
I have to agree with you. Even though I love George Lopez and I think it's a hilarious show. I will also go on record. I haven't seen the Boondocks yet. I think I've said this in stream, and it's not like
I want to say this that Bobbi has literally said that every single time we have filmed TV tournament, now the tournament, and it's been at least a month. You still haven't seen one episode of the Boondocks?
Okay, first of all, do you think I just spend my days watching just going through Gallivant and
It's
watching
been a
different
month.
episodes?
It's been a month.
I don't
And you
remember when I
haven't
was.
found 30 minutes?
I
It's
don't
actually
recall
25 minutes, I think.
when I was tasked to have binged the entire series.
I asked you to watch one episode.
I don't remember that. What?
Conveniently doesn't remember that.
I don't recall that being a conversation that we had, but it could be a conversation that we had. I will watch it. It's not like I'm opposed to it. I just haven't had the time to watch it, but I will be watching it. I promise. I will watch it.
I actually have a very detailed send-off for George Lopez.
Interesting.
So George Lopez aired from 2002 to 2007. It had 6 seasons, and it was about just this family led by George Lopez. That's really it. But the actual story behind how the show got made was that Sandra Bullock was a big reason. Yes, the Sandra Bullock was a big reason why the show even saw the air. She approached George Lopez at like backstage after one of his comedy shows, and like was like, "Hey, I want to make a show about a Latino family, and I think you would be good for like the lead." And you would think that because Sandra Bullock is like, "I want this show to happen," it would just happen. But no, she had to jump through a lot of hoops because it was a hard sell to networks to get like an entire like Latino cast back then. And it did get made, and thanks to Sandra Bullock of all people.
That's crazy. That is crazy to me. Even though like I remember seeing the name Sandra Bullock and like I guess like the credits for the show.
Yeah.
I never made the connection. It was like
Sandra Bullock.
I just thought it was a random person.
I also thought it was a random lady that also happened to be named Sandra Bullock.
Sandra Bullock. I was like, oh, what a funny coincidence that is. Not the Blindside Miss Congeniality Sandra Bullock.
No, like literally the Sandra Bullock. And fun fact, even though people think it had an entire Latina cast, it actually did not. Oh, why does my camera keep doing that? Oh, it did not. Masaela Lucia, who plays Carmen Lopez, is actually Albanian American. Right?
She's not even Latina.
She's not even Latina. She's Albanian American the whole time.
They had this little white girl playing.
Wow. The way I felt actually like hurt when I found that out, I was like, no way. Carmen of all people?
It's shocking, but it's not in a very weird way.
I was shocked. I was straight up shocked.
That's crazy. And
bamboozled.
Even her, I guess Lucia is like I can see that being like an Albanian last name, but that's crazy. Wow.
And it ran on ABC, but when ABC canceled the show, Nick at Night started airing reruns, and to this date, it continues to be the highest rated series on one of cable's best for an off-network sitcom. And after 13 years, the series was officially removed from syndication June 2020.
Why would they remove it in the peak of quarantine when people needed some comfort food?
Do you think Hollywood has made great choices?
No.
That's
crazy.
Yeah. That was a very emotional, detailed send-off for George Lopez. Apparently not called The George Lopez Show.
Apparently not. And also apparently Carmen was not played by a Latina actress.
As everyone had thought.
Really thought? Guess not.
Okay, here we are. Next 2 shows, we have Malcolm in the Middle versus... come on. I think it might not be able to go. Oh no, we can't do that one. They're on the same side. So next one. Is this also on the same side? Wow, I might have to... Is it? Oh, it is on the same side. We can't do it. Oh my gosh, I think I might have really messed up here.
What happened?
They're on the same side of how I set it up. So I played myself. So I just have to pick like a random show that's on the opposite side.
Oh gosh.
Scrubs.
Versus Malcolm in the Middle?
Versus Malcolm in the Middle. Bobbi, I know what you want to say, but
Yeah,
Scrubs is a phenomenal sitcom.
I trust that. I
And
do.
I do genuinely think it is better than Malcolm in the Middle.
And I would have to disagree with you because Malcolm in the Middle, like I said before, if we run the tapes, what show did they choose to be the representation of early 2000s
Yeah,
television? What
early
what
2000s
show?
family sitcoms. It would be very
All of
weird if they chose to parody Scrubs of all shows.
okay. I hear you on that. However,
How are
however,
they going to fit Billy and Tommy into that mix? Explain that to me.
they could have chosen any other family sitcom from the early 2000s, but they chose, for WandaVision, they chose Malcolm in the Middle as the pinnacle of 2000s television. Yes, like with families. However, Malcolm in the Middle as a show, it gave us a star in Frankie Muniz.
Frankie Muniz, because of how much trauma he went through in his childhood, does not remember ever being on Malcolm in the Middle.
He does not. That is very true. However, we didn't know that when we were watching the show, so it's not like we were enjoying his detriment knowingly. We didn't know that. Also, okay, that was a point that kind of went left. However, I'm going to pivot to Bryan Cranston, like as Hal. Phenomenal performance. Even the mom, I do not recall her name, but she was also great. They were just the perfect embodiment of dysfunction. I'm not trying to discredit Scrubs. I'm simply saying Malcolm in the Middle is better.
I don't agree with that. But look at Scrubs. It's probably one of the best medical shows ever made. I don't know, probably not compared to like The Good Doctor, but absolutely better than like Grey's Anatomy. And just true to form.
Yeah.
Ugh. Like, I do not think that Malcolm in the Middle is better than Scrubs. But I mean, like, y'all seem to think so. I think you're wrong.
Listen. I can't make it not bop. I can't make it not good. I'm not saying that Scrubs is bad, but Scrubs is not better. Do you think Scrubs is more iconic than Malcolm in the Middle?
Yes.
As far as cultural impact, Momo.
I mean, I've never seen an episode of Malcolm in the Middle because I just didn't find the show interesting.
Okay. I'll take that.
I'm sorry, but there is a lot of family sitcoms. And I just chose to watch other ones and not Malcolm in the Middle.
That's true. Scrubs in the grand scheme of like workplace comedies was just not a show that I was gravitated towards. Like I knew it was funny.
Yeah.
I just wasn't one that was like holding my attention all the time.
We have had the same feelings about opposite shows. Like Malcolm in the Middle wasn't a show I found to be all that interesting in terms of family comedies. And for whatever reason, you didn't think Scrubs of all family workplace sitcoms was one worth watching. I'll hold my opinions about that. I do think you could watch an episode of Scrubs. Specifically the musical episode, which is fantastic, absolutely 10 out of 10. It features an actress from the hit Broadway musical Avenue Q.
Interesting. Well, we are at quite the crossroads, are we? Because
you want to do rock, paper, scissors?
Sure. Okay.
Hey, rock, paper, scissors, shoot.
Damn it.
Rock, paper, scissors, shoot. Yes. Yes. Scrubs goes through.
I'm sick. I'm so sick. I really thought I had it. Oh, that's so sad. I'm so sorry, Malcolm in the Middle. I'm so sorry.
So let it be known that Bobbi has failed you, chat. Put everything up to a game of rock, paper, scissors and lost.
No, you You were the one who pitched like doing rock paper scissors.
Yeah. You could have been like, no, but you said yes.
I was confident.
Malcolm in the Middle, a ceremonious send off to Malcolm in the Middle. Malcolm in the Middle ran from 2000 to 2006 with 7 seasons. And it was about a really smart kid with a really not so smart dysfunctional family.
Yeah.
It won a Peabody, had 7 Emmys, a Grammy, and had 7 Golden Globe nominations. Yet it lost to Scrubs.
Wait, time out. Malcolm in the Middle won a PeaBuddy Award. Fun fact, I used to work at the PeaBuddy Awards. It won a PeaBuddy Award?
It won a Peabody. It won a single Peabody.
What episode could it have possibly won a Peabody for?
Do you want me to look it up?
Let me see. Actually, I want to look it up.
Oh, look it up.
Because the PeaBuddy Awards is housed out of my alma mater, the University of Georgia, and I worked there for 2 years.
I'm just finding out so many really cool things about you today, Bobbi.
Thank you. Thank you. Also, the PeaBuddy Awards ceremony, the one that I went to, that was the same year that The Good Place won a Peabody, and I got to meet Michael Shore. He's a very cool dude. That is insane to me. Malcolm in the Middle has a Peabody.
Malcolm in the Middle.
The Peabody Awards are not like the Emmys or the Oscars where you can do a lot of politicking to win an award, where essentially you could just buy an award. It's voted on by a jury of industry professionals, mainly in news and television, and they are judging it on the merit of stories that matter. So it's insane to me that a show like Malcolm in the Middle has a Peabody, but that is so crazy. For providing audiences with a cleverly perceptive glimpse into the everyday ups and downs of a not so typical American family, a Peabody Award is presented to the always funny and unpredictable Malcolm in the Middle. That's insane.
It did.
That's insane.
So goodbye, Malcolm.
I mean, what did it win a Grammy for?
That's what I'm saying. Like, why did it win a Grammy? But it did, for whatever reason.
Wow. Damn. Okay. Well,
did I say Full House already? I did say Full House.
Yeah. It lost to Scrubs, so sorry, Malcolm.
It did lose. Did we do The Office?
No, we haven't done The Office yet.
Okay. So The Office versus...
Oh, the theme song. It won for the theme song.
Oh, okay. Reba versus The Office. You need to look me in the eye and tell me that The Office, Office is better than Reba. Look me in the eye, Bobbi.
I don't want to.
And tell me that The Office is better than Reba.
I don't want to.
There is no people of color really to fight for you here.
I don't want to look at you, Momo. I don't want to look at you. You know why? Because this is embarrassing. This is embarrassing for me. You're making me defend The Office. Why?
Absolutely not. Absolutely not is The Office better than Reba. Absolutely not. The way that, first of all, half of The Office fans are super obnoxious.
And I'm not going to fight you on that.
That's everyone loves Reba, the TV show, not the person. Everyone loves this show. Her roots are planted in the past. Though her life is fading fast, who she is who she wants to be. A single mom who works too hard, who loves her kids and never stops, with gentle hands and the heart of a fighter. She is a survivor. And you want to tell me that Reba of the Reba sitcom is better than Michael Scott, is not better than Michael Scott?
I don't want to do this.
Bobbi, you're gonna have to look your children in the eye and tell them that you thought The Office was better than Reba.
I'm sorry. I'm sorry that I am the way that I am. But I cannot, in good faith, just throw The Office away. A show that I've seen all the way through, all however many seasons. I think it's like 7 seasons?
Oh, Kaimura says rock, paper, scissors for who gets out. Or rock, paper, scissoring. We have to rock, paper, scissors.
Okay.
For freaking. Okay. Rock, paper, scissors, shoot. Yes. Yes.
First of all, the fact that some of these are being decided purely on chance is not sitting well with me, because my lack of skills in rock, paper, scissors should not be the reason why The Office gets knocked out against Reba.
Reba is it's just a better show. It's a better show.
Says you.
It's far more enjoyable by a much greater audience. And I just think honestly, I will go on record saying this. The show Reba is humor. This show is comedy.
The fact that I was dragged across the coals for simply stating an opinion, not even saying that it was fact. I just said that I thought that King of Queens was funny. And yet, here we are with Reba. Now, moving on to round 3. I want you to know right now, Reba is not making it to Final Four. It's simply not.
Like, over your dead body.
It's truly, like, you're not going to get the chance to humiliate me again. Okay? It's not making it. It's simply not making it. So know that now. Mark my words. It's not making to Final Four. I'm not letting that happen.
It sucks to suck, doesn't it? It sucks to suck.
Just because, first of all, we really should have done best 2 out of 3 with rock, paper, scissors instead of going off of 1 round.
I mean, it's kind of what we agreed with.
Next time is best.
All right, next time. Do I have a send off for what was this show? I forgot.
The Office.
The Office. Sorry.
Oh my gosh. I'm sick. I'm just
The Office. It ran from 2005 to 2013 with 9 seasons. And it was a mockumentary style show featuring workers at a paper company. But it didn't make it past round 2 because it lost to fucking Reba.
I'm 0 and 2 right now. As far
you
as
are. You really are.
Paper Scissors goes. 2 good shows. A show with a PeaBuddy Award. Do you know if the people that I used to work with at the PeaBuddy Award saw that I just let a winner lose like that via rock, paper, scissors?
I don't know what you want me to do. It kind of seems like you should be better at rock, paper, scissors.
Mama, let's just move on. Like, I'm not doing this with you. I'm not doing this with you. I'm not.
I got. Oh, I'm gonna cry. Did we already? I hope this is not on the same side. I don't think it is.
Oh gosh, Modern Family and who? Modern Family and who? Who is it?
Why can't I find it? Okay. I mean, I can't find the actual image. Maybe if I add it, it'll work. Ooh. I'm gonna see. It's supposed to be Sabrina the Teenage Witch.
Oh, then I mean that it hurts, but
I know, but I wanted to make sure it was on the screen.
Just so it can get a proper send off.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Sabrina, where'd you go? Oh, there you are. Oh, no. No, it was too big. It's too big. Can y'all see that?
Nothing showed up yet. Oh, okay. Yeah, now it's
It's massive.
you can't even see us anymore.
Sabrina the Teenage Witch.
Oh my gosh.
I just wanted to have a proper send off. But yeah, I really can't fight it. Because there's no way that Modern Family is a worse show. There's no way Sabrina the Teenage Witch is a better show than Modern Family.
It's not. It's not. Yeah.
Like, I'm not delusional.
No. No, you're not. Well, I mean, debatable. But
listen.
I'm just saying, my heart's been broke twice in a row. So let me be bitter.
Okay. I do have an emotional send off for Sabrina the Teenage Witch. This show was so great, though.
It was.
Sabrina, yeah, go ahead.
No, I was just gonna say. I was just gonna say it's a good show. That's it.
Sabrina the Teenage Witch ran from 96 to 2003. It had 7 seasons. We basically followed Sabrina Spellman. She started off as a 16-year-old witch. On her 16th birthday, she finds out she's a witch. She did not know previously, and she lives with her 2 aunts, Hilda and Zelda. And the show just follows her all the way from like being a sophomore in high school throughout college, post-grad, to her getting a job. Man, I'm so sad because I watched every episode of this show like all the way through.
Mm-hmm. Doesn't it?
So it takes place in Boston, and I always wanted to go to Boston because like in some of the opening sequences, you see like just different places in Boston. You're like, wow, this is a place you should go and visit and such. But funny enough, the Spellman residence is a real place in New Jersey.
Of all places.
And the school it featured in like the first few seasons is also in New Jersey. Why they didn't just place the show in New Jersey, I'll never know.
Maybe because of like the Salem witch trials, which took place in Massachusetts.
Oh, you know what? That makes sense. That makes sense.
Fake fan.
Fake fan. Sorry. That does make perfect sense. And one of the most notable things about the show is that they had opening sequences. This is back when opening sequences were like an actual thing. So they had a theme song. I think the first opening sequence didn't have a song attached to it, but it did feature Sabrina going through 4 outfit changes, and on the 4th one, it was always different for the first 3 seasons. And it was always like some kind of, I guess, pun, or she would say something witty with her final outfit. Like she would wear a witch costume and be like, this isn't me, and it's funny because she's a witch. But the second one that they had, they just ditched that entirely, and they just had all the characters floating in bubbles while Secret was whisper sung for whatever reason. And the last 2 opening sequences that they came up with just completely ditched the witch theme of the whole show. Completely threw that out the window. And it was a brand new sequence of her going around Boston, just having like a day out on the town. And she does like this dance. And I think about it all the time, and I do it all the time, and nobody knows what I'm referencing. But she's wearing like this leather dress, and she's like dancing like this. Like that's what she's doing. She looks so freaking uncomfortable. And I'll just be like chilling in my house, and my brain is just on pilot mode, and I'm just like, because that's her white girl dance. She just dances like this.
Oh my gosh.
Hilarious. It's not funny in context, but it is so funny at the same time.
That's hilarious.
And they ditched the whole witch theme, and she's just doing a little white girl dance. That's it.
That's funny. I will say the best part of that show to me, I like Sabrina. Salem stole the show. The cat is funny.
Was so funny, and I think it was a puppet most of the time, right?
Yeah, it was like it seemed like it was maybe a puppet or like an animatronic.
Yeah.
Whenever he was like sitting on
Hmm.
on the counter. And fun fact, his voice actor, I don't remember the voice actor's name,
Hmm.
but he also played Norbert in The Angry Beavers, which was an animated show on Nickelodeon in
Oh,
the
cool.
90s.
One of the other notable things of Sabrina the Teenage Witch is before they just decided to ditch the whole witch thing and make it a regular sitcom, um, there was like this storyline where she had to like do these witch trials, or she would get thrown into a volcano, and
Oh.
I don't know where that came. It came out of left field. It's like, hey, Sabrina, you have an identical twin in the witch world, and if you don't beat her and you don't do these witch trials, you will be thrown into a volcano and she will live your life. I don't know where that storyline came from.
Have fun, I guess. Have
Like
fun.
10 out of 10 for pulling that off, though.
And they played it so straight, I'm sure.
They
They
did.
had to have.
It
That's
was
funny.
absolutely ridiculous.
I
Big fan.
I saw on TikTok from the Celebrity Memoir Book
Mhm.
Club podcast. Uh, they're great, Ashley and Claire. But I think they're reading Melissa Joan Hart's
Mhm.
memoir right now. And the story of how the show got made,
Mhm.
apparently, Melissa Joan Hart's mom, like they start like after Clarissa Explains It All
Mhm.
went off the air, Melissa Joan Hart and her mom created a production studio, and Melissa Joan Hart's mom was reading the Archie comics, which is where
Mhm.
Sabrina, I guess the character comes from, and she saw the characters and she was like, "Oh, this is a good like these are good characters. This would make for a good show." And
Mhm.
so apparently she got the license for the Sabrina character from the Archie
Crazy.
comics for $1. She
What?
paid $1 to license the characters, and then they went on to make the show.
Like,
Isn't that
why
crazy?
$1?
Because who cared about the Archie comics in the mid 90s? They were
That's
probably like, yeah, sure, whatever you want to do with them.
all right. Damn.
And then it like single handedly revived Sabrina as a character.
Yeah, they got like a spin-off animated series,
Yeah.
and I think they now they have another like Sabrina, the
It's,
creepy adventures of Sabrina on like Netflix. What is that called? The chilling
yeah,
adventures of Sabrina. And
it
I
got
think
canceled.
in the show, canonically, the original series, the Sabrina like sitcom, is an alternate universe.
Oh, that's funny.
So it's still canon.
But,
I find that amusing.
hmm,
Okay. And did we do Fresh Prince versus something already?
no,
We did
not
not?
in
Okay.
round, not in round two.
Okay, Fresh Prince. Did we do Central Park? Did that get eliminated already?
No, I think it went through over Everybody Hates Chris. That was the show
Did
that
I
it beat
just not
out.
write it down?
I think so.
Sorry. Sorry.
You should remember the show that you just absolutely decimated and destroyed, much to the chagrin of chat and myself. Hmm.
um so we did then what did I just actually accidentally delete? Okay, so we did Central Park already,
Yeah.
right?
No, we haven't done
No, we
Central
didn't.
Park yet.
Okay. We did Parks and Rec. No?
Mm, no.
Did we do The Simpsons? Did that get eliminated?
No. A bunch of these we haven't done. Round two just started.
Okay, so there's probably three we haven't done. Parks and Rec, Central Park, and The Simpsons.
Yeah, we haven't done any of those.
Well, no, there must have been a fourth one, right?
Parks and Rec. What made it through round one?
Fuck if I know, I forgot.
Oh gosh.
Sorry.
Let's
Wait.
let's run the tape. Let me go back to the original list, and I can tell us which
I
which one
did.
made it.
Like, I think I have it in another tab. Sorry about this. I am just bad at math and I have many tabs open. Where the hell is this tab? Okay. We had Dr. Ken eliminated, Schitt's Creek, Living Single was eliminated. George Lopez
Mm-hmm.
was eliminated. Malcolm in the Middle was eliminated. Fresh Prince has moved on. Scrubs.
We haven't done Fresh Prince yet.
Oh, I asked you if we did, and you said it was
No, like
eliminated.
no. I'm saying like we haven't done it. Like we haven't done it in round 2.
Oh, okay. So we haven't done Fresh Prince, Parks and Rec, Central Park, or The Simpsons.
Yeah, none of those. And I don't. Modern Family was supposed to go up against, or it went up against Sabrina. That's what it was. Yeah.
Okay. All right. So we have. Let me do Fresh Prince versus whatever one is on the opposite side, if there is one. I don't think any of these are on the opposite side. Oh, yes, they are. Okay, Fresh Prince versus Central Park. I can't say Central Park is better than Fresh Prince.
You can't kill, like, if Central Park went over another Black sitcom, then I don't know what to tell you. I truly don't. But yeah, Fresh Prince, for sure, hands down.
I cannot say that it is better than Central Park. That Central Park is better. Sorry.
Oh, I was about to say, Momo, come on now.
I misspoke.
The music is good. It's a good show.
It is a good show.
It's a cute show.
Which is why I have a very nice send-off for it.
I love how you are just wishy-washy with who gets the good send-offs and who doesn't.
Like, I decide who gets a good send-off based on like what is written on like their like Wikipedia pages or like IMDb pages. If there's something noteworthy worth saying, I'll say it. If there's really nothing worth like to say, then I don't say anything.
Okay, that's fair. That's fair.
Okay. So for Central Park, it's started in 2020 and is currently airing. I think season 2 just finished. It is an animated musical series that tells the story of a family that lives in Central Park. Star-studded cast. We have Titus Burgess, Leslie Odom Jr., David Diggs, Kristen Bell, Catherine Hahn, Stanley Tucci, Josh Gad, Emmy Raver Latman. There was a bit of a controversy regarding Kristen Bell playing a mixed Black girl. And with the whole Black Lives Matter being a thing in 2020,
yeah,
she decided to step back from the role because she realized she was taking a spot away from a Black person that should be actually playing the role.
Mm-hmm.
And they said they were going to give her another role. I don't think they ever did. Maybe she'll reappear in season 3. But some notable songwriters we got: Sarah Bareilles, Ingrid Michaelson, Alan Menken, Darren Criss, Cyndi Lauper, all wrote for this show, like the songs.
Alan Menken?
Alan Menken wrote a song for the show.
Get out of town. That's crazy.
And I would play it. However, there is absolutely no way it's like there's no way that what is that? Like, what is the City Music Group? But that's wrong. What's the music group that like really does copyright strike everyone? I can't remember.
Universal Music Group.
Universal Music Group has already copyright stricken me, and I haven't even played the song. I thought about it, and I got served papers.
Yeah. They said, "Oh, you're thinking about it?" Nah.
Yeah.
That's funny.
And it is such a great show. Unfortunately, it is on Apple TV, and that is probably the most exclusive streaming service there is because you need an Apple ID to even qualify to get it. I think, can you sign up for an Apple ID without an Apple product?
You could, because you could just like make one, but I don't know how accessible it is as far as like getting the app and everything. But it is pretty accessible. If you have a TV, like a smart TV, you could get the Apple TV app. Yeah.
But yeah, it's one of the least accessible streaming services out there. But it has really great programming like Ted Lasso and Central Park.
And Schmigadoon, which is another.
And Schmigadoon, which was, I don't think it's a sitcom, is it?
It's like, I think it's in the same vein as Central Park, where it's like a musical comedy. I think it only has like 6 episodes too. It's crazy that Apple TV has like such good programming. As we well know, it's very well documented how much I love Schitt's Creek. Mm-hmm. Oh, not Schitt's Creek. I do love Schitt's Creek. Ted Lasso. But I don't know why it's on Apple TV, which is like so. upper echelon, just
Right.
peak of streaming services. But it's very good. I think it's $4.99, so it's worth it if you can get past security and getting it. It's
Right.
worth the investment.
Parks and Rec, and I believe The Simpsons are on the same wavelength. So I don't know what you think. I want to hear your thoughts on this, actually.
Well, in this matchup, again, The Simpsons takes the cake for me as far as some of the best shows in the history of television. The Simpsons.
Oh, too big.
I feel like I'm gonna see it just like blown up super.
Yeah.
Oh my gosh. I'll keep vamping until the
Until I can
visuals
scale it down enough.
yeah.
So,
But I'll give my
okay.
2 cents on The Simpsons. I think it's a show that is just it's so important in the just pure landscape of
Mhm.
what television is, specifically what the sitcom is, and also in how we depict families on
Mhm.
TV. It premiered in 1989, I'm pretty sure.
You're
Um,
correct.
as a show, but it was on a show called The Tracy Ullman Show, which I think was a variety show, as it appeared on the show as shorts. And it kind of deconstructed what we understood the nuclear family to be. Like it kind of introduced the dysfunctional, like it was kind of like running concurrently with like a show like Married with Children. Like
Mhm.
it's a show where it's like the family is not very good, but that's a more true depiction of like what the family is versus like a Brady Bunch or whatever it was. Um, and it's still going strong. Like I think it's like the longest running sitcom. I'm pretty
Yes, it
sure.
is.
Um, it's going into its 33rd season. Yeah, I think it's going into its 33rd season. So it has 32 seasons currently. And that is unprecedented in television, I would
You're
say.
correct.
It's definitely had kind of a weird wavelength as far as quality goes. I've heard some like from people who still watch it now that like the show is experiencing like a weird like revival, not in the same way that it was in the early 90s because the Simpsons were everywhere in the early 90s, but I think it's still like it's a different show now. It's not what it was when it first aired. But getting back to it, the Simpsons in the grand scheme of television history is among, I would say it's probably top 10, honestly, of like any show, not just comedies.
Like, what I do have to give The Simpsons is that somehow they haven't done a repeat episode. Like, I don't think there are any two episodes that are similar or the same. Really?
Nah, it's kind of like it's a timeline issue. So it's like
Okay.
so like certain episodes will like retcon earlier episodes, that type of thing.
Okay.
But I think in the principle of like they don't tend to repeat themselves.
Yes. Like,
Yeah.
they don't repeat themselves. And with 33 seasons, I feel like that's an impossibility, but they're doing it somehow.
Mm-hmm.
And even
I
though
would
I
say.
do really love Parks and Rec, I can't say that The Simpsons is a bigger show or is a better show, but I'll give you this, Bobby.
Thank you. I will say if you go back and watch really most episodes from season 1 to season 7,
Mhm.
some of the best TV is in there. I have like a couple of episodes that I think are just like primo, one of my favorite episodes of television, period. And I think
Mhm.
they're you it of a larger picture, is it a better show? Maybe not. But of that core of like the golden era of The Simpsons, I would think you could probably make the argument that it's like a better
Mhm.
show writing wise. Also Conan O'Brien like wrote on the show for a while. So
Yeah, so a nice send off to Parks and Rec. Parks and Rec ran from 2009 to 2015 with 7 seasons. It follows the absurd antics of an Indiana town's public officials as they pursue sundry projects to make their city a better place. That's pulled directly from IMDb because I thought I liked how they worded it. It just made it sound like a completely different show.
than what it actually
Yes, this show, like this description, does not sound like it is for Parks and Rec. That's
No.
why I loved it so much.
You'd be like, oh,
Um,
what show is this?
right? It's like,
Not
wow, I've never heard of this show. Is it new? No, that's Parks and Rec, apparently. Um, the idea. The idea of the show was inspired by local politics on The Wire, and also influenced by the positivity that came of positivity regarding politicians following the 2008 election. The creators, Greg Daniels and Michael Schur, were actually trying to write a spin-off of The Office, but they just couldn't do it, and they accidentally came up with Parks and Rec.
That's funny.
Right?
I could see the similarities of what they were trying to do,
Yeah.
for sure.
They tried and they were just like, it's not working, but we did come up with this show. You all want to see it? And it just ended up being a massive success. And they actually changed how the characters worked quite a bit from the original like draft of the pilot. In the pilot, like the characters were like slightly less likable, and it's crazy because the show was praised for having such likable characters, and without like having to make anyone a massive asshole just for like, I don't know, cynic's sake.
Yeah.
And this is on the Wikipedia page. You can read this for yourself. In an early draft of the pilot, Mark, I don't think he's even in season 2, but he is supposed to say he didn't care about Leslie or the pit and was only supporting her because he wanted to get close to Anne. But they decided to change it that he was still supportive of Leslie because he liked her attitude.
Interesting.
Because they tried to step away from like kind of the cynical humor that was popular at the time to just something like a little bit more wholesome and like likable like that.
Yeah. I think those shows always went out in the end. I think that's probably why the Parks and Rec has probably aged a little bit better than The Office has in recent years. It's because of that. Much more upbeat show.
And that is round 2. Whew. Ladies, gents, non-binary friends.
That's we got quite the round 3, and I guess what are we going into, the semifinals, quarterfinals?
I believe semifinals, I think. But we do have to either eliminate a show or bring one back.
I think we know which show we have to bring back.
If we bring back, we will have to eliminate another show, 2 shows in the 4th round.
That's fine. I know which one of them I want to get rid of out of spite alone.
Okay, we can either eliminate a show from the current list,
okay,
or bring back a show. If we bring back the show, it will possibly get eliminated in the 3rd round anyway.
It depends on what it goes up against.
Exactly.
Don't put it up against a show you know it's gonna lose.
I'm doing it completely randomly.
How are you doing it completely randomly? When
with a random list generator.
Okay. Well, I'm thinking, if nothing else, to scrape together the last shreds of credibility we have collectively.
And bring back Living Single?
Yeah, we have to.
Okay.
What was your idea?
If we bring back Living Single now, in the 4th round, before we go into the 4th round, we will have to eliminate one because we'll end up having 5 going into the 4th round.
So you're saying it could possibly get saved in the 4th round?
No. I'm not saying that per se. I'm saying once we get done with round 3, we will have 5 shows, and we need only 4 to go into round 5.
So that means, okay.
So we'll have to eliminate one in round 4. Right. So we can either eliminate one now and not bring one back, or bring one back and eliminate it later.
Okay. I don't know. I still think we should bring back Living Single.
Okay, we'll bring back Living Single. That means going into the 3rd round, we have Brooklyn Nine-Nine, Schitt's Creek, The Good Place, The Boondocks, Scrubs, Reba, Modern Family, The Fresh Prince of Bel-Air, Parks and Rec, and Living Single going into our 3rd round.
Is it Parks and Rec, or what was the other one? The Simpsons, I thought was going.
Sorry. The Simpsons. Sorry, The Simpsons, not Parks and Rec. It got eliminated.
We give it a very heartfelt send-off.
Yeah, I mistyped. Sorry. They're right next to each other. Okay, so I'm going to put this in a random list generator. Bobbi, do you want to plug your merch?
Yes, it's not out yet, but it'll be out soon. The merch is already done. I'm just like strategizing on when I want to drop it.
Mm-hmm.
I think it might be dropping with my YouTube channel. Um,
Oh, YouTube channel. Tell me more.
I'm slating it to come out end of October, beginning of November, which will probably coincide with my birthday. But that's the plan. Those are the tentative plans. But stay tuned. Follow me on all my platforms. The Afternoon Special on Instagram and TikTok, and on Twitter at Hi I'm Bobbi, where I am dumber than I am here, which is a shocker. But it somehow I manage. But yeah, that's what's coming down the pipes for me. October, November are gonna be some really fun months.
Let's see.
Wish I had more vamping to do. What else? I have no idea what else I could say other than the fact that I am going to try with all my might to get Living Single at least to the final four. I would be a happy person if it got to final four.
Um, well, we'll see. We are starting round 3 off strong with Scrubs versus Brooklyn Nine-Nine.
Momo. I'm not letting Scrubs get past. I promise you I'm not. I promise you I'm not. I'm not. It's Brooklyn Nine-Nine. I don't care. It's Brooklyn Nine-Nine.
Brooklyn Nine-Nine is a really good show. So I will give it to you. Fine. I will let
Thanks.
Scrubs go.
And Reba's getting knocked out too, so no need to worry because I'm coming. I'm coming for blood. I'm coming for blood.
I feel like you're just going for the ones that I loved. And you also loved Reba. I don't know why you hate it so much here.
I do love Reba, but it knocked out some good contenders.
You
So
can't
for
go in
that
with a grudge. You can't go in with a grudge. That's not how this works, Bobbi.
who said I can't go in with the
Posy
grudge?
vibes only.
Posy vibes my ass. I'm playing to win. I'm playing to win. Okay.
This isn't a competition.
Right, but it's more of a moral win. I'm playing to morally win.
Okay.
I have like my shows that I want to win. And so for that I want to defend them with all that I can.
Posy vibes only. That's all I'm saying.
Posy vibes.
Scrubs. They ran from 2001 to 2010, had a 9-season run because it's so good. And it's just about these. They start off as, I think, residents and eventually become full-fledged doctors. It follows JD, Turk, and Elliot as our central 3 characters. And a fun fact, on March 31st of 2020, Zach Braff, who plays JD, and Donald Faison, who plays Turk, they created a Scrubs-themed podcast called Fake Doctors, Real Friends, because they are actually besties in real life, and they just talk about Scrubs and behind-the-scenes stuff that you wouldn't have known otherwise. Highly recommend. I haven't listened to it, but I would if I had an iHeartRadio app, but I don't. I have no storage on my phone. Apple vibes. Apple vibes.
Love you, Apple.
I love you. So that has been Scrubs.
I only know Donald Faison from Clueless and from Big Fat Liar, but
I forgot he was in that.
He was so good in Big Fat Liar. Oh my gosh. Big Fat Liar, fantastic film. Fantastic film. That's a story for another day. I know you don't like movies, but it is a good movie.
The random list generator.
Okay.
This motherfucker just came for my throat.
Oh gosh. Is it Reba versus who? I know it's Reba.
It's not even. It's worse.
Oh no. Oh no.
Hold on. It's not gonna work. I have to pull it up manually.
Oh, not Schitt's Creek versus who? Is it Schitt's Creek versus The Good Place? This is where I pass out. This is where I faint.
I have to find the actual image of it. It is Schitt's Creek versus The Good Place.
All right, let me go pass out, I guess. Because
Schitt's Creek versus The Good Place. I can't. I just can't do it.
I can't either. I can't. I can't. I can't. I cannot. And here's the messed up part about it. I have one that I like a little bit more. I do.
You have one you like more? Which one?
I like Schitt's Creek a little bit more.
Oh my god. The way I say like I live alone. Actually, I don't. I totally have a roommate, but it's like I do live alone because we don't talk. But I will just go around the house and I'll just say, David. Oh my god, David.
Yo, David.
Like David. Oh my god, David. Like
it's so good.
it's
Damn
so
it.
good.
Oh my gosh.
David. Just like
I even though I have a more personal tie to The Good Place,
yeah.
I never cried harder than I did when I watched the wedding episode of Schitt's Creek. I don't cry with TV. That's just not my gig. I'm dramatic. I'm a Cancer moon, but I don't cry with TV because I know it's not real. But something
Oh, you're
about
a Cancer moon? Me too.
oh my gosh,
That's why we vibe. But
that is why we
I
vibe.
actually cried more with the finale of The Good Place.
I can see that. I can see that.
It's just that it really did. It really hurt me because it gave me existential dread.
That's what it is. That's why Schitt's Creek edges it out by the smallest hair. Is that I can feel like I can watch. I can rewatch Schitt's
You can
Creek.
rewatch Schitt's Creek because it's posy vibes only.
It really is. It's posy vibes only. Like it's a positive show. You're not waiting for the ball to drop and you have to be like filled with all of this like like heaviness. But for a show that is like
For a sitcom, it is remarkable that they were able to pull off such like high highs and low lows because usually for sitcoms it's just like, oh, joke, 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 act break, joke, 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 joke. And like this one had story with the jokes.
Yeah.
Oh, it's so well written.
The Janet's episode goes down as one of the best written TV shows, like TV episodes of all time for me. I love it. The fact that it didn't win an Emmy, I'm upset, but
it deserved to win one.
It did, and I don't think it won any Emmys. Like
it won an Emmy in my heart.
It did.
My hands really can't do this.
I don't. But you know what? I have to be honest.
Mm-hmm.
I didn't ever fully love Chidi and Eleanor as a couple.
Oh, I agree.
I don't know what it was. I couldn't get on board with them as a couple. It just didn't seem, it never once felt super, like, I don't know what it was about them. Like, I just never saw it. I thought Janet and Jason were a far better couple in my eyes.
And that's saying something. That's saying something.
It really is for Jason, who has the emotional capacity of a lima bean, to have a better relationship with a not a girl, not a robot. I feel like we don't want to say it, but
I can't believe we're eliminating The Good Place. Oh my god.
Another classic case of if it went up against
anything
else, it would probably win out. But Schitt's Creek is just, I think it's just more for rewatchability, for posy vibes only, for characters, for representation.
It's like Monster, honestly, you're right. It's a sad day because it's such an original concept. But both of these shows are actually pretty original in like concept. Yeah. Just completely in completely different ways.
I would say so. But Good Place, number one in my heart. Number one, in Manny Jacinto being as hot in person as he is on TV. My goodness.
And he remembers you. You have to put that on
He,
your resume, your
he,
gravestone.
he really did. That man is so hot.
Right.
He's hot. William Jackson Harper is hot. Ted Danson, the first time I saw him, I cried a little bit because I was like, that's Ted Danson. Like television. Cheers, Ted Danson. Kristen Bell is about this big, but she's so cool. Like she's so sweet and nice. Darcy Carden, Queen of My Heart, and Jamila Jamil is also there. So
I always is also there. Is also there. But you know what? I'm gonna be honest. This is
okay.
I shouldn't say this publicly, but I get Ted Danson mixed up with the guy from what's the show where they Project Runway? Who's the other guy with the white hair from Project Runway? That's not Ted Danson.
Momo, no. Momo, no.
What's his
No.
name? He's like says make it work. But what's his name? Is that also Ted Danson? It's not. Who is he? I get. What's his name? What's his name? Is no one gonna tell me his name?
It's Tim, isn't it Tim? What's his name? Tim Gunn.
Tim Gunn. I get Tim Gunn, Ted Danson, and Anderson Cooper mixed up all the time. I can't tell them apart. They just have the same face and the same energy. I don't know what I'm supposed to do.
Momo. You remember when chat told me when I mentioned that I watched 2 seasons of The Big Bang Theory, they said you shouldn't speak your truth out loud.
For the life of me, it's really just Ted Danson and Tim Gunn that really has me fighting for my life to tell who was who. But like Anderson Cooper, threw him into the mix. Oh my god, it's impossible. They just have they're just the same.
So if I showed you, if I didn't tell you who I was going to show you, could you decipher of the 3 of them?
I think like Anderson Cooper would be easier for me. But like every time I think of Tim Gunn, I just see Ted Danson.
So you legitimately cannot tell them apart?
I cannot think of Tim Gunn's face because all that comes up is Ted Danson.
We're going to test this theory. I'm going to show you a picture. I'm going to show you a picture. And I need you to tell me if it's Tim Gunn or if it is Ted Danson.
I can't, I don't know. Like if you show me like Ted Danson, no, that's the wrong person. Tim Gunn in like the Project Runway studio, obviously I'm going to say, oh, this is Tim Gunn because I can see like the whole studio and I can see from context that this is not Ted Danson.
So this, hold on.
That's not Tim Gunn. Is it?
You tell me.
Is that Tim Gunn? Because I recognize that other lady who was in Zoe's like extraordinary playlist.
Yeah.
But I don't know if Ted Danson was in that show. But I don't know.
Momo, it says Ted Danson at the top.
I can't see it. It's too tiny.
No, this is Ted Danson, and that's his wife.
What does Tim Gunn look like if he is not Ted Danson? Apparently.
What do you mean? Apparently,
like they just have in my mind they are the same person.
It's just because they're 2 white men with white hair. They look nothing alike.
Like that's what's really confusing. Oh, that's Tim Gunn. They wear the same glasses.
Kinda, but
it just really throws me off.
That took me the fuck out. It really did. It really did.
I get
It
them mixed
really,
up constantly.
that is hilarious.
Constantly. I
When you
cannot.
added Anderson Cooper into the mix, that cemented in my mind why you run them all together, and that's so funny. That is so
Like, at least
funny.
I don't get Steve Martin mixed up with them.
I thank God because
You know what? I should get Steve Martin mixed up with Tim Gunn because they look more
there's
like.
some similarities there. Yeah.
Yeah.
But Ted Danson and Tim Gunn really only have, they both have white hair, they both have glasses, and they both have a 3-letter name that starts with a T.
I think that's really what trips me up. That is it Tim or Ted? I don't know. But that was a little aside. That was
With that
a
being
journey.
said, we send off The Good Place.
That was how we sent off The Good Place.
Oh my gosh, that was so funny. I can't wait to watch that back. I really can't wait. I cannot wait. Oh my goodness. Please. When you post clips from this stream, please clip that one. Oh, that's so
Okay.
funny.
We have The Fresh Prince versus Living Single.
Oh, that's an easy one for me too.
I actually would go with The Fresh Prince here.
Momo, I'm not letting Living Single lose to Fresh Prince. I'm not. On
Why?
principle of Black women alone, you're gonna let
You right.
you're
fucking
gonna let
right.
the show.
You
You're gonna let
fucking
that
right.
No, I'm not letting it happen. No, it's gotta. It's
I have
it's
not.
going through.
I've seen a lot of The Fresh Prince, and I think it's because I just really love Tatiana Ali that I'm just like, of course, like her show has to win. The way I
get that.
wanted to be her so bad.
I hear you on that. Oh my gosh, it's like a little like fly. I hear you on that. I do. However, Living Single, we've been through this. We went through the rundown
We did.
how important of a show it is. We cannot let it lose the first time it goes up against another show after we resurrected it.
I feel like you're just trying to curate your top 4. You have an ulterior motive.
That is
Accurate.
the point of what I'm trying to say here is this.
You didn't even try to deny it.
The point that I'm trying to make is this. We've already concluded that Living Single is a great show. It just went up against a show that it was going to get bulldozed over. Now we have the chance to do right by it, and you want to kill it again?
Fine. I feel like I'm being gaslit.
First of all, you're not being gaslit. I let it rock for two rounds. I lost publicly in rock, paper, scissors. You can run the tape. This is not gaslighting. So
okay, the Fresh Prince gets eliminated, and for the Fresh Prince send-off, I do have a very detailed send-off for Fresh Prince, actually.
All right.
Okay, so the Fresh Prince of Bel-Air ran from 1990 to 1996, had 6 seasons, and of course, you know what it's about. It says it in the theme song. But when I was researching the show, it had 2 white people credited as the creators. So I was just like, what's this about?
Mm-hmm.
So it turns out that the show was, what is it? The story is by Benny Medina, who grew up poor in like East Los Angeles, and he befriended a rich white kid and lived with his family in Beverly Hills. So it's like inspired by his actual experience. But apparently, a Black kid living with a rich white family was already a show or two. So he changed it for the family to be Black. I wrote it down. Hold on. And he pitched the idea to Quincy Jones, who had just signed a deal with Time Warner, and he liked the idea. And he ended up bringing it to, I think, these 2 white people write the pilot, and that's Andy Borowitz and his wife Susan Borowitz. So they're credited as the show's creators.
Mm-hmm.
And he wrote Will's cousins, inspired by Quincy Jones's kids. So I think one of the characters is inspired by Rashida Jones, if that's correct, because it's
Rashida, yeah, Rashida and
yeah,
Kadada.
yeah. It
That's
says he based Will's cousins on Quincy Jones's daughters.
so that means Ashley and Hillary are based off of Rashida and Kadada Jones.
Yeah,
That's insane. That actually also makes sense. I feel like Rashida is based off of like Hillary is based off of Rashida because I think she's the oldest, and Kadada is based off of Ashley.
yeah. And Quincy Jones, he he had this idea of like trying to get more mainstream attention by casting Will Smith because he was a prominent rapper at the time, but like because of he fell off because he wasn't paying his taxes. And they met at the Arsenio Hall show at just the taping of the show, and Medina pitched the idea to Will, and he's just like, I don't know, because like I've never acted before, I'm not sure. And Medina invited him to like this party at Quincy Jones's place. Quincy gave him like this like dead script from like a show that never sold, and like Will read it, and they're just like, okay, you're gonna be our lead man. They signed the papers for the contract in like a limo, and like within 3 months they shot the pilot.
Damn.
Yeah, it was a very like fast paced like process for getting the show on the air.
I can see that though. Like they were just like, all right, we got to strike while the iron's hot. Let's get it.
Yep.
Crazy.
But like I thought that was so surprising. Like the more you can learn so much about just like reading like the development part of like Wikipedia for a show. Amazing.
You can. Yeah. That's where all the juicy bits are.
Yeah, there's a lot of like really really great stuff in there. But that is the send off to the Fresh Prince of Bel-Air.
And Living Single moves on as it should. As it should. I feel like we lost some people when we initially killed it.
I do believe that.
So I hope they know that it is revived for now.
All right, and we have. Where are you? Reba versus Modern Family.
Okay.
All right. Okay. I can't say that Reba is better than Modern Family. I can't say that.
So much, Momo. Thank you so much. Thank
but
you so
the show was so much fun.
Give your heartfelt send off to Reba. Should have got it.
I actually don't think I have a heartfelt send off for Reba, even though I loved it so much. There just really wasn't anything noteworthy to send it off.
Even better. Even better.
Oh, just kidding. Yes, I do. Okay. Reba aired from 2001 to 2007, had 6 seasons, and it was obviously about a sitcom about a divorced single mom who loves her kids and never stops, with gentle hands and a heart of a fighter. The show was canceled during the WB-UPN merge, which resulted again in the CW, but it was renewed like in the 7th hour. Is that what the saying is?
Like the final hour.
The final hour. The 9th hour. The 11th hour. Thank you. And it became a really successful sitcom on the newly formed channel, and it beat out in popularity-wise dramas like Supernatural, Veronica Mars, and One Tree Hill.
That's not shocking to me. That's not. It's funny. It's more funny than it is anything else, but that's not shocking. It's Reba. Come on.
Yeah. But then, like, it eventually did get canceled, like, a couple seasons later.
Yeah, I imagine. I mean, like, in the end, Supernatural ended up getting, what, like 10 seasons or something like that?
So I think longer.
Oh my gosh. That show just went on and on and on.
It went on and on and on, like, literally forever.
Mm-hmm.
So Modern Family moves on.
Which Modern Family is on Peacock for some reason, which I
really
thought. Yeah, I would have thought it would be on Disney Plus because it was an ABC show. I don't know how NBC Universal got the rights to it, but maybe it was a situation where because I think it was produced by Fox, so it couldn't have been that either. By all accounts, it should be on Disney Plus, but it's on Peacock for whatever reason.
Oh, this is so frustrating. There we go. The Boondocks versus the Simpsons. Bobbi, I want to hear your pitch for why The Simpsons is better than the Boondocks.
There's no where I net out in not sounding anti-black. Nowhere that I net out not sounding anti-black. So you're setting me up for failure right now. But
I mean, I didn't set you up. It's actually the random list generator that set you up.
Controlled by who?
Controlled by not me.
Okay. But again, like I said, it's in the lexicon of television as a whole, not just comedy. The Simpsons is among the best and changed a lot of what TV was when it was in its like golden era. That isn't a discount on what the Boondocks did as a show. But in the grand scheme of things, in the grand scheme of sitcoms, I think The Simpsons edges it out for just how transformative it was to the medium as a whole. But again, that isn't to say that the stories of what the Boondocks was trying to tell aren't important, because they definitely were. I think it was like one of the probably the most like one of the greatest like commentary shows on TV. But I still say The Simpsons. I mean,
I can't say The Simpsons because I just don't. I understand that the show is still going on and such, and it's like going on. I don't know why it's still going, but I genuinely think that the Boondocks is just a better show writing wise, and also like cultural impact wise. It said a lot about the Black community. It was a love letter and also like an amazing critique on it. And The Simpsons is a very long running show, but it says a lot of nothing.
I can't say that. Like
what social commentaries on The Simpsons?
There was a lot of social commentary in the first like few seasons. It like addressed police corruption. It was like there's a whole episode about like workers' rights and like going on strike. Like it did a lot. So I'm not gonna
earlier seasons, but what's on the air now?
I'm not okay. The Boondocks isn't on the air. If we're going off of that,
it actually is. They just rebooted it.
Okay, it's not like on the air right now. Like the new season isn't on the air, so technically it's still not yet, but it's still like it's kind of like a dead show for right now, even though it has a reboot on the way.
Wait, cultural atmospheres wise, I know that The Simpsons is still on. However, how many Boondocks audios have gone around on TikTok in like the last 6 months?
I don't feel like that's a good metric, only because The Simpsons is like old media and the Boondocks is new media. So you're not going to say like a book because it's not flying off the shelves on Barnes and Nobles. Like one of the greatest books of all time written is not a good book because it's not consistently like selling out. You know what I mean? So I don't know. It feels like
I know, but you can also say the same thing about like a classic. Is it a good book just because it's a classic? Not necessarily.
True.
But these shows are both on the older end, and the Boondocks, I think, means more to marginalized groups than The Simpsons.
I mean, on that metric, yeah, but is that what we're basing solely our like what goes through on? Because
if you go through like if we were to go through all of the like criteria we have for when we can't come to a definite conclusion, The Simpsons can't win.
That's true. I mean,
like it is not a very original show in concept. There's like no diversity, and they can't because they just colored everyone yellow except for one brown person.
Yeah.
Acting, I mean, like, it's not phenomenal acting. We have to be honest here. It just is.
I put them on the same, like, I mean, Regina King did a phenomenal job
voice acting. Amazing job voice acting, like 5 out of 5.
I put them on the same, they're both doing phenomenal examples of voice acting to me. Because there's like, there are hundreds of characters on The Simpsons, and they are played really all by 3 people. And all these characters sound different. I mean, it's like 5 5 to 6 people in the core
Yeah.
cast, but the bulk of these characters are played by 3 people. So I can't say that, oh, one is just so much better. I think they're both really great at voice acting. I will say I'm willing to concede on this one because I hear you. I think
Like,
in the
I'm just
standard,
saying, if you were to go, this is like this whole SpongeBob is better than like the Powerpuff Girls thing.
yeah,
Because if you even go by the criteria we set up, The Simpsons doesn't win.
I get that. I think it's hard because I'm like, I have my TV history hat on,
Yeah.
and like, and also it's a show that I like, but like,
Mhm.
The Simpsons consistently comes up as like one of the greatest TV shows of all time. So I can't ignore.
I mean, like, you can give the send off for it.
I'll give the send off.
Okay, go ahead.
I will say this: I don't know if Boondocks wins out over some of the other ones that we have.
We do have to eliminate a show, so it might be the Boondocks.
Okay, so with that being said, The Simpsons, a show that is still on somehow, but also I'm not surprised because it's just like it's a pillar of American television, and also not just within America. The Simpsons is like an international, internationally known, internationally successful show. It's like incredibly popular in Europe and incredibly popular in Latin America too. But I think it's a show that is worth taking another look at if you like enjoy TV, especially if you like really enjoy TV writing. The first 7 seasons, again, I will say are some of the best examples of television writing, especially episodes written by Conan O'Brien. But I think it's still going strong, and it's a show that I think everyone should watch at least one time to say that, oh, I've watched The Simpsons. It's like MASH. It's like all those shows that like we still talk about however many years after it's like gone off the air, like when it premiered. But a worthy opponent against the Boondocks nonetheless. But whatever.
That was a beautiful send off.
Thank you. It hurts me. I couldn't fight the good fight, and if the Simpsons lost because I lost rock paper scissors, that would be it. That's my so I'm glad that I let it rock.
But we have 5 shows going into round 4, and that can't happen. So we do have to eliminate one. On the list, on the chopping block, we have Brooklyn Nine-Nine, Schitt's Creek, Living Single, Modern Family, or the Boondocks. One of them has to get the boot. Chat, you can feel free to chime in who you think should get the boot.
I think because I'm bitter, I want to say the Boondocks because it was, I tried to fight a good fight for the Simpsons and I just couldn't do it. So I'm like, all right, well now they both are gone. But I feel like of ones you mentioned, which is probably one of the weaker ones, would be Brooklyn Nine-Nine.
I was going to say Brooklyn Nine-Nine as well. It is a very funny show, but there's a very, very great lineup we have.
We do.
Schitt's Creek is probably, I wouldn't say Schitt's Creek is the funniest, actually. I would say probably Modern Family is the funniest on the list.
Yeah.
Brooklyn Nine-Nine, it probably would go Modern Family, Brooklyn Nine-Nine, Schitt's Creek, the Boondocks, and I haven't seen Living Single, so I can't tell you.
It's hilarious. It's a really funny show. I would say it's a little bit funnier. It's funny in a different way than Brooklyn Nine-Nine, I would say. So, but I think I want to get rid of the Boondocks because I'm bitter, but of all of them,
probably Brooklyn Nine-Nine because it's irresponsibly funny. It's things that are coming at, like the comedy is in that he is a very bad cop.
Yeah.
He's like a good cop, but he's actually like in terms of what he's supposed to be doing, he's doing all the wrong things. And that's not super funny when police brutality is an actual thing.
A big problem.
So Brooklyn Nine-Nine gets eliminated from round 4. So we have left Living Single, Schitt's Creek, Modern Family, and the Boondocks going into round 4.
I promise you the Boondocks goes up against Living Single It's not making it pass. It's not making it pass. I let it rock. I listened. I can't do it. I can't do it. I can't let Living
Yeah,
Single.
that's right. ACAB.
Exactly. ACAB also.
Well, I'm putting it into the random list generator, so we'll see.
We'll see. I feel like the list generator is sentient in a way because
it is. It's actually scaringly. It's really creepy how sentient it is. Let me find it. It pushed out Modern Family versus
Oh Jesus. Oh Jesus. Oh Jesus.
Schitt's Creek.
No. No.
It's out for fucking blood. It's out
It
for
really
fucking
is.
blood.
It really is. It's not like it has its foot on our neck
Because it put the two black shows against each other.
I knew it. I knew it. I knew it.
I think we're going to have to go through our criteria for the final four.
Do you think so?
I think so, because I could not tell you which one I pick for Modern Family right now. Like for Modern Family or Schitt's Creek. I don't know.
I'm picking Schitt's Creek. I'm willing to do the criteria, but as far as a show that I think really balanced, like it was a balancing act of a lot of different things, and I think they did them all really, really well.
Okay. We can go out of order for the criteria. So I want to actually start with acting. Because the way Schitt's Creek is so funny because of David Levy's acting. Oh my God. And Moira, they're just so funny.
They're whole so family.
Funny. The whole family.
They're funny for Catherine O'Hara, whatever voice she's doing for Moira.
It is hilarious.
Just the way that she just uses these words that I don't think have been used since like the 1920s. Like just the way that she speaks. And then also David as a character, like Daniel Levy, like really, or Levy, his just like his exclamations like, oh my God, or like, ew, like his, like, those
oh
little,
my God. Like, or like, I love Alexis's, David. Oh my God, David.
You're a dick, David. Like so.
Yeah, because if you actually watch the show, how often the characters say David is actually hilarious. It's every other line is punctuated with David. So if Alexis has a line, every other line is going to end with David.
That's crazy. Yeah. I feel like I heard something about like in the grand scheme of like words, David isn't said as much as we think it is.
Really?
Like, it's not like a recurring word, which is insane.
I promise you, if you watch that show, if she's talking to David, obviously, every other line is punctuated with David.
Yeah.
And that's the thing that's what like struck me as odd with the show, how often they say each other's names. Because in other shows, they don't really say their names very often. Like, you just know the characters.
That's true.
They say their names so often.
They do. I think it might be like the official phrase of "Il David" doesn't appear a lot in the show, but you're right. Like the word "David" is in there a lot because Alexis says it a lot. But it's oh my gosh, it's so
like, for
good.
Halloween, I just plan on wearing like all black and just a cute black outfit and just saying David at the end of all of my sentences, and that's obviously I am Alexis from Schitt's Creek.
You should do
a little bit Alexis,
just a little bit Alexis. La 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 la.
A little bit Alexis. La 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 la.
Oh my gosh! But I think just off of the strength, even though Modern Family in its day, it racked up a lot of Emmys. I won't even say
it did.
It racked up quite a bit of Emmys, but something about sweeping an entire category at the same time.
Yeah, that says a lot.
That's it for
the Schitt's Creek sweep.
Schitt's sweep. It's history. Like I think that might have been the first time that. It's
the first time it's happened.
Yeah, like that speaks volumes to the type of show that it is. Not to say that Modern Family is not, but I think Modern Family definitely has more. I don't know how to say this, but I think there are more times where I like kind of dropped off or I didn't really
Hmm.
care about what was happening. Even though I love all the like the core like family groups,
Hmm.
but there are certain times that I'll be like, oh, I don't really care about this character that much. Let me like skip it. Um, I don't think Schitt's Creek has a lot of those characters.
I have to say something though. When I watched Schitt's Creek, I did not find it laugh out loud funny. Like I saw things I was just like, oh, like that's humorous. Like, oh, that's funny. It took me all up until season 6. Like, I think episode 6, not season 6, whatever episode that they had to try out for to be flight attendants. That's the first time I actually laughed out loud at
Yeah.
something that happened in Schitt's Creek.
That yeah, I would say
Mhm.
season 4, like, are kind of when they really get into the swing of, like, the character
Mhm.
dynamics that we know, that's when it started being like, "Oh, okay, this is,
Mhm.
like, a hilarious show." And I will say that I can't when I go and rewatch the show, I don't start with season, like, 1 or 2 because I don't like how
Season
the
1 is
characters.
hard because they just seem kind of mean.
Yeah, they're all bad. They
Mean,
don't
they're
do
all
go
so
through
bad.
their character development yet.
Yeah, and what I really like about the list of characters, like a list of shows we have here, save for the Boondocks, is that the characters have grown and changed throughout the
Mhm.
series,
Yeah.
and that is something that's very rare in sitcoms. Like the whole point of sitcoms is that they don't change, but because these are single cams, you get to get like character development. I don't think there is a multicam like sitcom that is known for its character development. Is I think Friends, but like, do they really change, or do they
I
just have
don't
to have wilder things happen to them to make the show interesting?
I think it was just like the characters stayed the same. I think people just began to realize as the seasons wore on of
Mhm.
them doing the same chicanery, is they people were like, "Oh, these are not great people." Like, and like it wasn't like the show was intending to show these awful people. They just realized like, "Oh, these are like shittily written characters." So, but mm, I don't know. I don't because I love Modern Family, but Schitt's Creek really has it has my heart as a show. Like I could go back and watch. Literally, Phil Dunphy is one of the funniest dads on
I
TV.
actually don't care for Phil.
Get wow, really?
Really, I just don't like the dumb dad trope. Like, I just don't find it charming.
Okay, I can see that. I
Yeah,
I guess
and like, and I think people are so hard on Claire for being like mean, but like, if you really look at it, Phil is fucking useless most of the time.
he's very incompetent, so she's just
He's
frustrated,
Yeah.
rightfully so.
And they're just like, wow, she's so mean. She doesn't deserve him. I'm just like, he is fucking useless. Like, what do you want her to have? Like, the patience of a fucking saint? No, she married this useless man and she's upset that he's useless.
Yeah, yeah, that's
And
true.
I don't really vibe with that. But I do understand, like, they have a really great cast of like in this family. And it's based off of like, I think the actual creators' families.
Hmm, it's interesting.
Yeah. But I think at some point, like, it totally derailed from their actual lives. But at some point, I
Yeah.
think the first few seasons were actually inspired by their family. Um, so I
Ah,
think I have to agree with you. I want to eliminate Modern Family.
yeah. I mean, it's I think for top 4,
Hmm. It's
it's
definitely
solid.
a top 4 show.
It's absolutely a top 4 show for sure. But is over Schitt's Creek? I don't know.
I don't know. All
I feel like
right.
Schitt's Creek
So
might end up being number 1, which
it
going up
might,
against
it might.
I think
Let
it
me
might.
see. I want to give it a send off. I think I do have one. Modern Family. Yes, I do. So, Modern Family aired from 2009 to 2020. It had 11 seasons and it featured 3 different families. They were all related by Phil Dunphy. And the creators, Christopher Lloyd and Stephen Levitan, pitched the show to major broadcasting networks like CBS, NBC, and ABC, but they specifically did not pitch it to Fox because of a bad experience they had with one of their shows on it. It was called Back to You. I don't know
Oh,
if you remember it. I didn't.
I
Um,
didn't.
CBS wanted to stick to multicams, which was a terrible choice. So they said no. NBC already had, I think, Parks and Rec and The Office. So they said we can't take another mockumentary show. And ABC accepted it. And another fun fact for the majority of the show, the two creators they were the showrunners and they did not work as a team. They just split the season in half and they said you take these half of the episodes and I'll take the other half, and that's how they worked.
Why did they not like each other? What?
Um
Why did they do it
they
like that?
liked each other, but they realized they both had very strong opinions and they were just not coming, like they were not like coming together as a team and it wasn't working. So they just said you work on your half, I work on my half, and we'll just get her done. And that's how they worked on the show.
I mean, it seemed pretty seamless, so worked
Yeah.
out.
Like working together was not working, so they worked together but separately.
And they found compromise in the middle.
Yes, they did.
Good strategy.
Fun facts all around.
Modern Family. I think it was probably one of the best things to happen to ABC after Desperate Housewives. Because once they lost Desperate Housewives, ABC had nothing. And then
I
they were like,
wasn't a fan of Desperate Housewives.
I wasn't either, but it was just a show that was like massive for not for whatever reason, because it's like it's petty drama and people love
Mhm.
that, me included. But well, no, okay, so they had Ugly Betty too. ABC is not really a network that I readily think of having so many comedies. Like most great comedies that you think of
It's true.
come from NBC, and maybe I'm biased, but like I think they come from NBC. So I think it was
Well,
a good
first
good
of all,
match.
absolutely no one is ever going to say that a good comedy came from CBS.
None, or even I mean, they got dramas in a pretty good spot. I mean,
Yeah.
like NCIS and
Yeah, but their multicams are not funny.
that one show. What is it? Bob Hart's Abishala.
I don't know it.
I don't either, but I saw the trailer for it when it first came out and I was like,
Mhm.
"What is this?" It's like a dumb white guy who like falls in love with his nurse who's like a Jamaican woman. I'm sure it's probably more nuanced than that, but when I first saw the trailer I was like, "Oh, I don't like this." This is why CBS doesn't have many good comedies.
Mhm.
But
And the final for the semifinals is Living Single versus the Boondocks. And I know how you feel about Living Single, but if we're
mhm.
honest, which one had, this is now exclusive to the Black community, which show had more of an impact on the Black community, if we're being honest?
I mean, like, if you ask my mom, she's gonna say
I'm
Living
not
Single.
asking your mom, I'm asking you.
Well, you
And you
said the
know
Black
the answer
community.
is the Boondocks.
I don't know though. Here's the thing.
Mhm.
I'm not trying to be like dense on purpose,
Mhm.
but these two shows happen at very different times. So it really is depending on who you are asking within the Black
Mhm.
community, which show has a bigger impact. Younger people are probably going to say the Boondocks. Older people probably going to say Living Single.
But I am asking you.
Asking me, a person who has not seen the Boondocks and has seen Living Single, I'm going to say Living
But I'm
Single.
saying cultural wise, not just like you personally. I'm saying asking you, which show do you think has had more impact on the Black community? Not show that you liked the most. But I
I
know you know it's the Boondocks
I know that
because
it's the Boondocks too, but I also
yeah,
do think that the Living Single like didn't get as fair of a shake as it was, but like the whole premise got lifted by
it did.
Friends.
But is the fact that it was stolen by Friends enough to make it to the final round, which it will get stomped by Schitt's Creek?
I guess not, but like I don't know, like I think as a show
Yeah.
in when we're looking at like the full breadth of shows that I guess it's like which is your flavor? Do you like a show that is steeped in all of this commentary about societal things and things like issues within the Black community, or do you like a show that is a rare representation of Black people, Black women especially, not
Mhm.
suffering every 5 seconds and just generally having great like friendship and like just living life?
I'm saying which one was more impactful on the Black community. I know that like Living Single in premise is a better show in premise, but which one left its mark? It has to be the Boondocks.
Yeah,
Because
it has.
unfortunately, Living Single was a show that got shafted.
Yeah.
But it's not one that I can say, wow, that was the show that like really impacted the Black community. I could say that for like a different show like The Fresh Prince or like Girlfriends, because those shows like are still relevant now. If I mentioned Girlfriends, like generally to a general group of people, like they would know what I was talking about, but not as many would know Living Single because it wasn't in syndication on like popular networks like how Girlfriends was or The Fresh Prince was. It's not like you would see Living Single reruns on Nickelodeon at Nick at Night or on Teen Nick or The N. I think you could probably only see it on BET, and you only had that if you had cable. And if you didn't have cable, you just never saw the show.
I mean, the same could be said for like
Mhm,
sitcom. Like, if you give a pool of Black people a
mhm,
certain like a lineup of shows, I
mhm.
can't say that just no one is gonna know about Living
Oh,
Single.
I don't think no one's gonna know, but I think the vast majority would be like, "Oh yes, the Boondocks."
Probably, yeah. But I don't know. Like, I guess it's just like because I haven't seen the Boondocks and what I have seen, I
Mhm,
respect. It just wasn't
mhm,
personally like a show that I would frequent.
mhm.
Then yeah, it goes through to the finals. But
Yeah.
as on the principle of a show with Black women, especially a
Mhm.
large spectrum of Black women in personality and shade complexion, let's be
I mean,
real.
we can make this a tie and Schitt's Creek wins because neither of these shows can beat Schitt's Creek.
Yeah, we know that for a fact. And
Yeah.
I think there are two shows important to the Black community for
Mhm.
two different reasons.
Yeah.
So I think that's worthy of a tie.
Yes. So the final like lineup, I guess, would be
Hmm.
Schitt's Creek is our winner for the best sitcom of part one, at least. Um, and that means that Living Single and the Boondocks tie for number two.
Congrats.
Congratulations. Let me take these off the. Actually, should I have a send off for these shows? I think I should.
Yeah.
Let's see. Living Single. Do I have something written? I don't think I. I think I already said something because it got eliminated before.
Yeah, I got eliminated once. So
Okay.
now we have to give a send off for the Boondocks.
The Boondocks. I don't even have a proper send off for it. The Boondocks. It aired from 2005 to 2014. It had 4 seasons, and it just follows the adventures of Riley and Huey Freeman as they undergo this culture shock from being moved from um, where is it? Oh, they moved to the suburbs of Chicago with their grandfather. And kind of Huey is our narrator for the first 3 seasons. He's not for the fourth one, and they're bringing it back in a reboot. Don't know when it's happening, but it is happening. And that means Schitt's Creek is our winner. I don't have anything special to say about it other than Schitt's Creek. Oh, let me put this on the board actually. Um, taking Living Single off, taking Boondocks off. Congratulations to our winner, Schitt's Creek. Schitt's Creek ran from 2015 to 2020. It had 6 seasons, and it follows the Rose family when they are forced to relocate from New York City to Schitt's Creek, a small town in the middle of nowhere. The show won all 7 major categories. Sorry, all 7 major comedy categories at the 72nd Primetime Emmy Awards. And fun fact, the show actually was not that popular when it was airing on. It was some Canadian network, but
It's
it
pop.
gained popularity from being put on Netflix.
Hmm. Yep. I think it was on, because I remember when I was trying to watch season 6, they hadn't put it on Netflix yet.
Yeah.
So I was trying to watch it in real time, but Pop TV, obviously, like many channels in the US, I couldn't get it in the US because it's a Canadian channel. But um it's a phenomenal show. Fun fact,
Phenomenal sitcom. It's not even an American one.
it's not. It's a Canadian show. Um, I lobbied so hard for Schitt's Creek to be considered for Peabody, and it got killed in the final rounds every single time.
Oh, really? Well, it won our game.
Yeah, I mean, so technically, I give it an honorary Peabody. I can't give it in trophy or on the website.
I think that's going to be our prize for the TV tournament, or just the tourney. You get a PeaBuddy, a parody of the PeaBuddy Award.
The PeaBuddy Award.
You get the PeaBuddy, and it's just like it's like two peas in a pod, and it's called the PeaBuddy.
The PeaBuddy. I love that. That's our
if any viewer is an artist, can you draw up a PeaBuddy? Just like, I give you full like creative control over what a PeaBuddy Award looks like. But if you were to draw a PeaBuddy, it would be some kind of like trophy that is two peas in a pod.
Can the peas be our faces? We're the two
and
peas.
The peas are inspired by Bobbi and I's faces.
Mm-hmm. The PeaBuddy.
If you need help drawing us, like, we'll pose. What's that trend on TikTok? Like, to the Wham song? Like, I'll give it to someone special.
Oh, yeah.
That one. Like, that's how we're posing.
Heart.
So, yes, if anyone wants to do that, make it a meme. Make the PeaBuddy a real thing. And we're going to put it, like, the dead center of the screen.
That is our PeaBuddy winner. I think that's great, honestly. As for a TV award that awards good TV and stories that matter. And we award stories that we like.
Yes.
They don't necessarily matter.
And you can't copyright it because it is a parody.
So take that, PeaBuddy Awards out of University of Georgia. And also, sue me if you want. I got student loans to pay. So
it's a parody. They can't sue us. Like, it's a very clear parody. And we give it not only to TV, just for things we like.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, PeaBuddy.
So if you've managed to watch this far, we do want to let you in on a little secret of what we're cooking up for October. Bobbi and I are going to be doing the tournament for ABC Family's 31 Days of Halloween / like Disney Channel original movies that are Halloween themed. Haven't actually titled the episode yet because we are doing 2 versions, but Bobbi will not be joining me for one because somehow Bobbi knows so much about pop culture, has not seen like the majority of spooky TV shows.
Because I'm a scaredy cat. So, but I feel like I did pitch some really good comedy, scary shows. So I'm rooting for What We Do in the Shadows to take it all.
Unfortunately, I don't have Hulu, so I've never seen What We Do in the Shadows.
Oh my gosh, phenomenal show. It's a great show.
I really want to see it, but I can't watch it.
This is now the second show that's on Hulu that you haven't watched because you don't have Hulu. You gotta get Hulu.
Like, it's pretty expensive. It's like $11 a month.
If you do like the full Monty, I think you can just get like the base price. Because I think that the $11.99 one is like bundled with something else, like Spotify or something.
No, I don't. I already have Spotify. I don't actually even pay for Spotify.
How do you get Spotify free?
I don't. I just listen to ads.
Oh.
I know, right? That's so ghetto.
Girly pop, no.
I know. But I actually don't even listen to Spotify that often. I have Apple Music. That's even worse. That's ghetto.
I have both, and
Both? Oh, you're expensive.
I mean, I gotta stay up to date. You know what I mean? I'm on a family plan. That's why.
I just like the layout of Apple Music better, but they uploaded it and now I can't find anything. But it's still prettier colors. I don't really care for the dark color scheme of Spotify. I also don't like the shade of green they use. Yes,
You really?
am I not paying for Spotify specifically because I don't like the shade of green they use? Yes, that's
Yeah.
it.
I love that you go off of colors because the reason why you started watching Doom Patrol, a show that you stand 10 toes down for, is
Yeah.
because it had pretty colors.
It had pretty colors in the poster, and I was just like, oh my God, I must watch this show. What's this about? I knew nothing about Doom Patrol going in, and now I am obsessed, all because the poster was colorful.
I feel like that is your like what you're known for on TikTok is how much you love Doom Patrol. And it's
Right.
again crazy that HBO Max has not at least sent you a box, something, some
Right?
merch.
Right? Honestly, they haven't sent anyone a box because I would be crying, throwing up, and shitting violently if someone else got a Doom Patrol like promo box and it wasn't me.
That's how I felt when those WandaVision boxes were going around. I was really
Crying,
freaking
throwing up, and
like,
shitting violently.
I was like, yo, what? I'm upset. Ugh.
The
But it's
Loki
fine.
boxes were going around, and they weren't even going to people that talked about Marvel, and I was so pissed.
That's how we'll have to offline about this, but I feel like that happens all the time. Oh my
But I mean,
god.
like, if anyone is watching this that can get us any merch boxes from any TV shows or anything,
We'll
hook
take
us
it.
up, or
I
just give
want
us a
Harley Quinn
PeaBuddy.
box. Yeah, a PeaBuddy.
Yeah,
I will say I do really want like if they do promo for Harley Quinn, I would like to be in on
I
that
do.
for the
I
new
also want
season.
that.
So
Oh, it's funny that Schitt's Creek won the tournament because I am currently in screenwriting school, and I chose to write a spec for Schitt's Creek.
get out of town.
Yeah,
I want to read it when you're done.
my professor is just like, the show's off the air, and I'm like, yeah, I know, I really don't care. I'm gonna do it anyway. And he was like, okay, to each their own, bud. He's really chill, actually,
Why would that be an issue of a show that's already off air?
because like you're supposed to write for a show that's current and that's going on. Typically, it's like in its second to third season. I wanted to write Schitt's Creek.
Then here you are writing Schitt's
Yeah.
Creek.
And also, if any of the people in my school are watching this, no, you're not.
No, you're not. This is an illusion.
An illusion.
Not real.
I ain't even here.
I'm just talking to myself.
Yeah. So it's been nice hanging out with y'all.
Yeah.
Hopefully you tune in for our Halloween specials.
And we will be in costume, right?
I
Momo?
will definitely be in costume.
I will also be in costume.
Do you have your costume planned already?
I'm debating on going with my like tried and true Velma. That's always a crowd. I don't want to say not crowd pleaser, fan favorite. But I don't know. I might switch it up. I might do something a little vampy. Might do
Oh,
something a little silly. I have it planned like for the last 15 days of October to do like a lot of content in costume. So that's what right now is for is buying all that stuff. I'm thinking about being Jennifer from Jennifer's Body because I want to watch it in costume.
Oh, I've never seen that movie.
Me neither, but I just know that she's hot and I'm like, okay, that's fine. Like I'll do that. But we'll see. I might end up being Velma, so who knows. What about you? Who are you gonna be?
I'm going to. I think I might be Alexis from Schitt's Creek, or the next Supreme because I do have a witchy dress. Or I could go as season 5 Rachel Berry because I put on an outfit. My mom was like, "You look like season 5 Rachel Berry," and she just won our game. Who's going to the retirement home? Yeah.
Oh my god!
I made a TikTok about it, but I posted it when TikTok glitched and like wasn't letting people upload, so I have to like repost it.
That's so fun. I mean, if you want to do a pairing costume, I'll go with Santana.
Oh, that's a better. I don't have any Santana outfits though.
We would just both get Cheerios costumes. We'll be Cheerios.
I don't have that money.
You can find like a cheap one. What do you think? We're not going for screen accurate.
How would I find a Cheerios outfit? You know
I
what?
like
I'll look for one. I'll look for one. If I find one on Amazon, we can go as Cheerios.
that. Okay. That's perfect.
Okay.
I love that. I'll take a
Okay.
peek.
It was nice hanging out with y'all. I also don't know how to stop the stream. So hopefully, pressing the stop streaming button will
We'll
do
stop.
the thing. Thanks for hanging out with us. We'll see you next time on TV Tournament. You can, the tournament rebranding. You can also hang out with us. Well, not Bobby, but you can hang out with me on Saturdays. Just not this Saturday because I am taking the day off. It's been great seeing you. Bye.
Bye.